Mexico City street buzzes with life, a stark contrast to the sterile order of the excavation site. Construction workers and archaeologists swarm the site, their movements a chaotic dance amidst the heavy machinery. The air vibrates with the relentless clamor of drills and diggers, a symphony of progress and disruption. I, Lucia Torres, stand as a solitary figure, clipboard in hand, observing the unfolding drama with a keen, assessing gaze. At the excavation site, the backhoe's metal teeth rip through the earth, a brutal dance of destruction and discovery. The bucket strikes something metallic, the hollow echo resonating across the silent site, a harbinger of unearthed secrets. The workers freeze, their faces masks of stunned surprise, their shovels abandoned in the dirt. I approach cautiously, each step deliberate, my boots crunching on the loose dirt, drawn to the mystery beneath. Under the harsh glare of floodlights, a team works tirelessly at the excavation pit. The air, thick with anticipation. Emerging from the earth, a colossal bronze bell is revealed, its immense size dwarfing the colonial relics around it. The bell lies half buried in the clay, its metal surface gleaming faintly, whispering tales of forgotten ages. Mateo approaches the monumental find, his silhouette a stark contrast against the imposing structure. He runs a gloved hand reverently over its surface, tracing the ancient symbols etched into the bronze. His eyes reflect a deep curiosity and awe, hinting at the significance of their discovery. Under the stark fluorescent light of the trailer, Mateo and I pore over photographs of the ancient bell, its secrets hidden in plain sight. Mateo's finger traces the bell's rim, each groove and curve a silent testament to a forgotten history. A moment of intense focus as Mateo deciphers the ancient markings. They're not Spanish, he declares, his voice a low rumble. They look like Aztec glyphs but distorted. Under the torrential rain, the excavation pit transforms into a muddy swamp. Mateo and I, alone in the downpour, meticulously catalog soil samples, our figures illuminated by the harsh work lights. A low, ominous hum vibrates through the ground, steadily growing in intensity. Above the rising drone, a bell begins to ring softly, its delicate chime a stark contrast to the surrounding chaos. In the excavation pit, the bell emits a soft glow, its bronze surface alive with subtle ripples of unseen energy. Within the bell's reflection, a vision materializes. A woman adorned with white feathers and jade ornaments, her obsidian eyes piercing the depths. She is standing right behind me, heart pounding. I whirl around, expecting to confront the ethereal figure. Empty space greets me. The vision has vanished, leaving only the chill of the unknown. The bell continues to glow. Inside the cramped on-site trailer, I hunch over a monitor, the dim light illuminating my focused expression. The speakers emit the clear, resonant ring of the bell from the dig site, filling the small space. Beneath the bell's ring, faint voices whisper in unison, almost imperceptible, yet undeniably present. My brow furrows with intrigue and concern as I lean closer, straining to isolate the mysterious sound. The whispering voices seem to intensify, creating an unsettling atmosphere within the confines of the trailer. Sunlight beats down on the excavation pit, revealing disturbed soil around the ancient bell. The bell has ominously sunk further into the earth overnight, swallowed by the insatiable ground. Mateo attempts levity, joking that the earth is reclaiming its own. The shadow of unease crosses my face, the humor lost on me as the pit deepens. The bell stands as a silent harbinger, its descent into the earth a chilling omen. The excavation team reveals a narrow tunnel, a dark gash in the earth leading directly beneath the bell. The tunnel's rough walls bear the unmistakable marks of human hands, a chilling testament to deliberate creation. Mateo and I exchange a nervous glance, unspoken questions hanging heavy in the air. The tunnel beckons, promising answers and untold dangers in its shadowed depths. Matteo and I venture into the dark tunnel, the entrance swallowing the last rays of daylight. Our flashlights cut through the gloom, revealing damp walls slick with moisture. The air thickens, pressing down on us with an oppressive weight. Shadows dance in the periphery, playing tricks on the eyes as we descend deeper. An unspoken sense of foreboding settles over us as the tunnel stretches into the unknown. The rough-hewn tunnel opens into a vast, echoing chamber, its scale dwarfing everything before. Strange carvings cover the walls, impossible towers clawing at the sky, faceless figures kneeling in silent worship before a colossal bell. Some figures are featureless voids, others writhe with eyes and mouths. A silent scream, etched in stone, etched into the dust-covered floor. An unfamiliar script whispers a dire prophecy. The sound will wake the city. Inside the cramped trailer, under the harsh buzzing of a fluorescent bulb, dust motes swirl around me as I stand poised by the door, hand on the handle. Matteo stands by a table, a chaotic spread of maps and half-eaten food marking his territory as we engage in a silent, intense battle of wills. We have to report this, Matteo insists, his voice laced with urgency. The tunnel, the chamber, everything. No, I retort, my grip tightening on the door handle. We need to leave. Now. The excavation pit is cast in deep shadows as the bell rings out, its sound echoing through the night. The ground trembles beneath, a tangible sign of something immense awakening. An unseen presence makes itself known, ancient and powerful, stirring the very air. A primal dread fills the scene, hinting at forces beyond comprehension. The bell's resonance intensifies, a dark symphony heralding an age-old entity's return. At the edge of the excavation pit, the ringing of the bell pierces the air, a sound that burrows deep into the soul. The narrator's hand trembles as he holds the tape recorder, capturing the eerie resonance. His voice, barely a whisper, is filled with awe and terror. The bell, it's alive. The excavation pit looms, an abyss, echoing with the bell's haunting proclamation of life. Under the morning sun, the excavation team gathers at the pit's edge, their figures stark against the ancient earth. I stand transfixed, my gaze drawn to the ancient bell, a haunted look etched on my face, reflecting unseen horrors. I struggle to articulate the experience, words failing to capture the weight of what I witnessed. Skeptical glances pass between the team members, dismissing my frantic warnings as mere fatigue-induced delusions. The bell looms silently, an ominous sentinel guarding secrets the team is too blind to perceive. Sunlight floods the cramped trailer, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. Matteo sits across from me, his bloodshot eyes burning with intensity. "I've been dreaming of the bell and the woman in white," he says, his voice hoarse. He leans forward, a desperate plea in his gaze. The gods were never silent. We just stopped listening. Dark clouds gather ominously over Mexico City as evening descends. The first tendrils of a storm begin to snake across the sky, casting long shadows over the bustling streets below. A powerful gust of wind whips through the city, carrying with it the scent of rain and distant thunder. The air crackles with an electric tension as the storm draws nearer, promising a deluge. Buildings stand silhouetted against the darkening sky, bracing themselves against the impending tempest. The howl of the wind rises to a crescendo, a primal scream echoing through the urban landscape. Under the cover of a raging storm, the excavation pit transforms into a muddy swamp, the relentless rain obscuring the world. Matteo stands firm against the elements, his face illuminated by the flickering lantern light, a mask of resolve amidst the chaos. With unwavering determination, he descends into the pit, his boots swallowed by the clinging mud with each deliberate step. "If the dead want to speak, we have to listen," Matteo declares, his voice a defiant whisper against the storm's relentless roar. At the excavation pit, Matteo approaches the ancient bell, its surface worn smooth by time and mystery. He reaches out, his fingers tracing the bell's archaic inscriptions, a connection forming. The air vibrates as Matteo lays his hand upon the cold, metallic surface of the bell. A resonant ring echoes from the bell, its sound primal and commanding. The sound expands outward, a wave of sonic energy rippling through the excavation site. The bell's deep tone reverberates, permeating the city with its ancient power. Under the cloak of night, Mexico City erupts in chaos, as windows shatter under an unseen force. A chorus of dogs howl into the darkness, their primal cries echoing the city's terror. The very ground trembles, an earth-shattering quake that sends shockwaves through the streets. Fear grips the hearts of the citizens as panic ignites, spreading like wildfire through the crowded streets. Streetlights flicker and die, plunging the city into deeper darkness and escalating the sense of impending doom. The vibrant energy of Mexico City is replaced by a chilling silence, punctuated only by the echoes of destruction and despair. As the storm rages, shadows begin to emerge from the depths of the excavation pit. Ancient priests rise, their spectral forms flickering against the storm's fury. Warriors and citizens of a forgotten, drowned world ascend from the pit, their ghostly presence chilling the air. Their eyes burn with an eerie inner light, glowing like embers in the heart of the tempest. At the edge of the excavation pit, Matteo collapses to his knees, his anguished cries echoing in Nahuatl. The ancient bell flares with an intense light, an irresistible beacon calling to him. He is pulled inexorably towards it, his body contorting against his will. His face twists in a silent scream of terror and agony as he is drawn closer. With a final, desperate struggle, Matteo sinks through the bronze surface, vanishing into the unknown. I run, terror gripping my heart, the excavation pit stretching endlessly behind me. Each footfall echoes in the vast emptiness, a desperate rhythm against the encroaching dread. A disembodied voice booms, shaking the very ground beneath my feet. The city remembers, the voice echoes, a haunting promise carried on the wind. And it will rebuild itself through you, the narration concludes, leaving me trembling on the edge of the abyss. Under the cloak of night, Mexico City streets glisten with a heavy, crimson-tinged rain. The downpour blurs the line between mud and something far more sinister. Each droplet carries a coppery scent, heavy with the unmistakable aroma of iron. The air hangs thick and metallic, a palpable sense of dread mixing with the rain. The streets transform into rivers of red, the very city bleeding under the relentless rain. The excavation site descends into an unsettling darkness as the harsh lights fade, leaving the scene cloaked in mystery. A strange, ethereal glow emanates from the pit below, its source unseen and unknown. The glow pulses with a rhythmic cadence, a haunting heartbeat echoing from the hidden depths. The darkness seems to deepen, intensifying the sense of unease and anticipation. A penetrating chill fills the apartment as the window pane rattles ominously. A woman in white materializes from the shadows, her presence an ethereal intrusion. Her hands are stained with what appears to be dried red clay, a stark and unsettling sight. "You have freed them," she says, her voice echoing with ancient purpose. "Now they will rebuild what the living destroyed." The bustling streets of Mexico City pulse with an unsettling undercurrent, the familiar cityscape subtly warped. Deep beneath the city, within shadowy subway tunnels and forgotten basements, a distant bell tolls, its resonance felt rather than heard. Maintenance workers toil in the dim light, unaware of the seismic shift occurring around them. Fleeting silhouettes carrying torches flicker at the edge of perception, their forms indistinct and ephemeral. The ancient streets of Mexico City bear witness to an inexplicable phenomenon. Cracks spiderweb across the aged pavement, revealing strange, geometric patterns. An unmistakable echo of the Aztec civilization pulses beneath the modern surface. The very ground seems to whisper forgotten secrets, a silent testament to a powerful past. Caution tape flutters uselessly around the excavation site, a flimsy barrier against the encroaching unknown. The bell's sound has already permeated the air, a silent wave spreading. Its resonance lingers, defying the futility of the Institute's attempts at containment. The air itself vibrates with the unseen force unleashed. A desolate excavation site, now reclaimed by nature, greets my return. Overgrown weeds and silent decay replace the once bustling activity. An unsettling quiet hangs in the air, heavy with unspoken secrets. The absence of the bell screams louder than any sound. The site stands as a haunting testament to vanished hopes and unanswered questions. At the excavation pit, a hollow cavity yawns, its smooth interior hinting at a hidden purpose. Carved into the pit wall, ancient words echo through time. The bell is the heart. The inscription continues, deepening the mystery. The tower is the world. An ominous finality hangs in the air with the last phrase. The sound is eternal. The silence of the excavation pit is broken by the slow, metallic rhythm of approaching footsteps. A figure emerges, shimmering faintly in the dim light of the pit. It's Matteo, but his form is eerily altered, his skin now bearing the metallic sheen of bronze. The transformation is both fascinating and terrifying, a testament to the pit's strange power. His eyes, once full of life, now reflect the cold, unyielding light of the metal that consumes him. Dust devils swirl across the excavation pit as the parched earth begins to tremble, a prelude to revelation. Fractures spiderweb across the ground, as if the earth itself is shattering under an unseen pressure. An ethereal glow seeps from the widening cracks, illuminating secrets long buried in the earth's embrace. The light pulses, a silent scream from the depths, hinting at a hidden world beneath their feet. Matteo's voice cracks with awe and terror as he witnesses the impossible. Lucia, Matteo rasps, his eyes wide with disbelief. They've built the city again, under us. Obsidian streets glisten under the moon, shadows slithering like spirits in this ancient Aztec city. A dark choir rises, their voices weaving a tapestry of dread and anticipation. From the ether, a colossal tower begins to take form, its presence both terrifying and mesmerizing. Each brick of the tower solidifies, resonating with a metallic hum that vibrates through the very soul. The tower stands complete, a monument to a forgotten power, its shadow engulfing the city. The air crackles with energy as the vision intensifies, threatening to shatter the veil of reality. Night falls on Mexico City, its ancient stones now slick with rain. Each puddle becomes a mirror, reflecting the souls of forgotten temples under a velvet sky. Flickering fires dance in the water's depths, echoes of rituals long past. Reflections twist, showing ghostly processions of the dead now walking among the living. Beneath the vibrant chaos of Mexico City streets, a faint, constant bell pulses, unheard by most. The sound resonates deep within, a subtle vibration felt more than heard. The streets bustle with life, oblivious to the mysterious, rhythmic chime. The bell continues its silent song, a hidden pulse beneath the city's lively surface. The distant toll of a bell echoes through the vibrant chaos of Mexico City streets. Lights flicker erratically, casting fleeting shadows that momentarily plunge the bustling avenues into darkness. The city breathes, a living entity, pulsating with a rhythm all its own. A dance of darkness and illumination captures the city's vibrant, chaotic spirit. Inside my apartment, I am lost in thought as I gaze out at the sprawling cityscape below. The city lights blur into streaks of vibrant color, mirroring the turmoil within. An unsettling realization dawns. The two worlds are merging, their boundaries eroding with each passing moment. The line between reality and dream begins to dissolve, as fragile as sugar in water. A sense of inevitability washes over me as I brace myself for the unknown. Under the harsh glare of day, the backhoe looms over the excavation site, a mechanical predator poised to unearth the past. The first strike, metal against ancient metal. A hollow echo rings out, disturbing the silence, the sound resonating with untold stories. The bell, buried for centuries, groans under the sudden impact. Dust and dirt cascade around the unearthed artifact, a silent witness to a forgotten age. In the cramped on-site trailer, dim light throws grotesque shadows as Matteo and I hunch over the table. Glyphs are spread across the surface, ancient symbols under our intense scrutiny. The word Tiltik seems to vibrate with a dark energy, an ominous pulse in the quiet night. A primal chill snakes down my spine as the glyphs whisper untold secrets. The air thickens with a sense of foreboding, the past reaching out with icy fingers. The trailer becomes a vessel of dread, the weight of history pressing in on us. Under the cloak of night, the excavation pit lies silent, holding secrets of the past. The ominous bell rings, its sound echoing through the empty space. In the bell's polished reflection, a chilling apparition takes form. A woman dressed in white, her spectral image shimmers, a ghostly figure emerging from the depths of the reflective surface. Inside the on-site trailer, the faint sound of whispers is heard. The whispers are almost imperceptible, hidden beneath the tone of a bell. The recording plays on, the subtle sounds hinting at something hidden. The whispers grow slightly louder, creating a sense of unease. The underground chamber reveals itself, an ancient space pulsating with an echoing silence. Strange symbols adorn the walls, their meanings lost to time yet heavy with foreboding. A faint, ethereal glow emanates from an inscription on the far wall, beckoning and warning in equal measure. The inscription whispers of a city's awakening, a promise and a threat intertwined in the stone. The air hangs thick with anticipation, the silence pregnant with the weight of forgotten ages. Under the cover of a stormy night, the excavation pit yawns like a dark abyss. Matteo begins his descent, each step into the pit echoing the thunder's roar. Rain lashes down, turning the earth to mud as Matteo ventures deeper. The wind howls, a mournful cry accompanying Matteo's solitary journey. Shadows dance around him, obscuring the pit's secrets as he presses on. The storm intensifies, mirroring the turmoil within Matteo as he reaches the bottom. The excavation pit yawns under the night sky, a silent witness to the unfolding horror. A figure, Matteo, is inexorably drawn towards the ancient bell. He struggles against an unseen force, his face contorted in terror. With agonizing slowness, Matteo is absorbed into the bell's dark embrace. His scream pierces the night, a chilling echo in the desolate landscape. A vibrant tapestry of Mexico City unfolds, patterns forming in the ancient pavement beneath bustling feet. Reflections in glass reveal glimpses of ancient structures, whispers of history echoing through the modern city. The distant tolling of a bell carries through the crowded streets, each person pausing, momentarily connected. The city pulses with life, an organic being in constant flux, ancient and ever-changing. Harsh fluorescent lights flicker erratically, stretching long, dancing shadows down the claustrophobic subway tunnel. Maintenance workers, their faces grimed with sweat and toil, are absorbed in their tasks, the clang of metal echoing in the cavernous space. A sudden, unsettling movement pierces the rhythmic sounds of labor, drawing the workers' attention. Eerie glimmers dance on the tunnel walls as shadows move in the distance, torches cutting through the darkness. Uneasy glances are exchanged among the workers, a silent acknowledgement of the unsettling presence lurking in the shadows. Against the starlit abyss, the silhouette of an ancient Aztec pyramid pierces the night, a jagged monument to forgotten gods. Rhythmic chanting rises from the city's heart, an echo of ancient rituals and unseen energies that pulse through the stone. Below, the city sprawls, a vibrant tapestry of light and shadow where flickering flames dance in the darkness. Shadows flicker and writhe, alive with the movements of countless figures. Priests, their faces masked in solemnity, lead processions through the plazas. The city breathes, a living entity resonating with the heartbeat of an empire. The Mexico City streets come alive at night, a vibrant tapestry of sights and sounds. A symphony of street food aromas fills the air, mingling with the distant strains of music. Each step deeper into the city's heart intensifies the rhythmic pulse of an approaching bell. The bell's resonant tone grows, hinting at mysteries and adventures yet to unfold. The city's energy envelops, promising an unforgettable night. Under the harsh daylight, an excavation site reveals an ancient, carved inscription. The weathered stone bears the cryptic message, "The bell is the heart." The inscription continues, deepening the mystery. "The tower is the world." The final words echo with an ominous resonance. "The sound is eternal." The complete inscription stands as a silent sentinel, guarding secrets of a forgotten age. At the excavation pit, the air crackles with anticipation of the unknown. A figure emerges, the bronze hue of his body hinting at an otherworldly transformation. Mateo advances, each step deliberate, each movement radiating an ominous power. His presence casts a long shadow, a stark warning of the terror that looms. The excavation site seems to hold its breath, awaiting the inevitable confrontation. Mateo's gaze pierces through the scene, promising a cataclysmic event. Under the cloak of night, Mexico City glimmers with an unsettling, ethereal light. The streets pulse with a hidden energy, as if the very air is charged with anticipation. Shadows lengthen and twist, hinting at the unseen forces at play. The vibrant colors of the city seem muted, distorted by an otherworldly glow. A sense of unease settles over the city, a silent prelude to the inevitable merging of worlds. The boundary between realities thins as the familiar and the extraordinary prepare to collide. Under the relentless sun, Mexico City teems with life, oblivious to the shadow of impending doom. The air vibrates with a tension that only a few can sense, a silent alarm echoing through the crowded streets. "I don't know how long we have before Mexico City no longer belongs to us," whispers a voice, heavy with resignation. Every smile, every laugh, every transaction is a fleeting moment against the backdrop of inevitable change. The vibrant colors of the city seem to mock the darkness gathering at the edges, a stark contrast of beauty and despair. Under the watchful gaze of a silver moon, rough waves relentlessly assault the Sicilian coast. I, a seasoned smuggler, work under cover of darkness. With practiced movements, Luca and I unload heavy crates from the small, bobbing fishing boat. Each splash of the waves seems to amplify the tension of our illicit operation. The routine masks the ever-present danger that clings to the salty air. The rhythmic creak of the boat and our hushed breaths punctuate the night's silence. Along the shoreline, jagged rocks and slick seaweed stretch out under an overcast sky. Luca spots a glimmer amidst the tidal debris, a beacon in the muted landscape. With a heave, he pulls free a heavy, circular mirror from the ocean's grasp. Bronze serpents coil around the mirror's frame, their intricate carvings dulled by clinging barnacles. Salt water streams down the glass, blurring the reflection of the heavy sky above. The mirror, heavy with secrets of the deep, hints at mysteries yet to surface. In the heart of an abandoned warehouse, a dim lantern casts long, eerie shadows, struggling against the all-consuming darkness. Luca and I work in the subdued light, our movements careful as we clean the ancient mirror. The mirror's surface is dark and clouded, distorting the light, obscuring our reflections. I break the silence, my voice echoing slightly in the cavernous space. It's old contraband. The lantern flickers, casting dancing shadows that seem to breathe life into the secrets hidden within the glass. In the heart of the abandoned warehouse, dust motes swirl in the faint sunlight, illuminating a scene of decay and neglect. Against a distant wall, a mirror stands defiant, its bronze frame gleaming, a stark contrast to the surrounding grime. Drawn by an unseen force, I approach the mirror, my reflection staring back with unnerving clarity. A flicker, almost imperceptible, my reflection blinks a split second before I do, sending a jolt of icy unease through my veins. Frozen in place, I stare into the depths of the mirror, the silence amplifying the growing sense of dread. Luca bursts into his apartment, his face ashen and contorted with terror. He clutches his chest, struggling to draw breath, his eyes wide with a horrifying realization. His voice trembling, he recounts the impossible. "It spoke to me." A chilling echo reverberates in his mind as he whispers, "I heard my voice from inside the glass." In the abandoned warehouse, armed with only an oil lamp, I step back into the cold, damp air. The mirror reflects a bizarre scene, the warehouse ablaze with light, an impossible daytime within its depths. Confusion deepens as the reflection shows a solitary figure, myself, standing alone in the illuminated illusion. The lamp in my hand flickers, casting long shadows that dance around the edges of the impossible light. Reality and reflection blur, leaving me questioning what is truly before my eyes in this haunted space. In the echoing vastness of the abandoned warehouse, I whirl around, the gritty air catching in my throat. Luca stands beside me, a trembling figure lost in fervent, whispered prayers. I pivot back, my gaze drawn inexorably to the cracked, dust-streaked mirror. My reflection stares back, yet something is terribly, irrevocably wrong. My reflection smiles a twisted, unfamiliar smile, a silent scream trapped within the glass. Disoriented, I jolt awake in the abandoned warehouse, the harsh glare of a broken lamp assaulting my eyes. Luca is gone, vanished into the shadows, leaving an unsettling emptiness in the cold, cavernous space. A sudden chill races down my spine as I realize the large mirror has been deliberately moved to the center of the room. I stare into the depths of the mirror, searching for the familiar comfort of my own reflection. Instead of my face, I am met with a blank, dark surface, an infinite void staring back at me. Panic swells as the line between reality and illusion blurs, the darkness in the mirror threatening to consume me entirely. Dawn breaks over the Sicilian coast as I search the cliffs, a growing unease settling in my heart. The townsfolk whisper of seeing Luca walking towards the endless sea, his silhouette swallowed by the horizon. Untouched, his boat rests peacefully in the harbor, a stark contrast to the turmoil within me. His belongings lie undisturbed, each item a haunting reminder of his mysterious departure. In the shallows near the rocks, a figure lies face down, the water barely concealing the horror etched on his face. It is Luca, lost to the unforgiving sea. The sun glints off the water, revealing a faint, bronze shimmer beneath the waves, a ghostly echo of something otherworldly. Terror lingers in the air, a silent testament to Luca's final moments. In the depths of a cluttered storage room, a mirror lies shrouded, concealed beneath layers of aged cloth. At night, faint whispers emanate from behind the closed door, twisting and turning like unseen serpents. They slither into dreams, poisoning sleep with their hushed, insidious promises. Dark circles bloom beneath weary eyes, stark testament to sleepless nights haunted by unseen terrors. The refrigerator overflows, a mocking abundance in the face of a lost appetite. Each untouched meal is a silent scream, of a soul consumed by something far more sinister than hunger. Within the confines of my apartment, a sea of mirrors reflects an unsettling image. My own reflection stares back, yet something is profoundly amiss, a subtle discordance in the familiar. The eyes in the mirror are darker, colder, devoid of warmth, hinting at a hidden depth. A twisted, unfamiliar grin stretches across the reflected face, a grotesque mockery of joy. Realization dawns. The smile is not mine, but a sinister mimicry, chilling me to the core. Amidst the vibrant chaos of a Palermo street, a clandestine meeting unfolds. I present the antique mirror to Romano, the old fence. A hush falls over Romano as he gazes upon the mirror. His eyes widen, reflecting a mix of surprise and dawning recognition. The bustling street fades into background noise as Romano is captivated by the mirror's secrets. In the dimness of Romano's hideout, Romano stands before an antique mirror, curiosity and apprehension warring on his face. The ornate frame of the mirror gleams faintly as he runs a gloved hand along its surface, as if trying to unlock its secrets. His eyes search the depths of the glass, seeking answers in its veiled reflections. A flicker of unease crosses his features as he contemplates the mirror's purpose. These mirrors were made for divination, not reflection, Romano muses, his voice echoing in the silent room. But they always came with a cost, he whispers, a shadow of foreboding darkening his gaze. Inside Romano's dimly lit hideout, the air is thick with unspoken deals and hidden dangers. Romano leans in, his eyes glinting with a predatory intensity as he prepares to reveal the mirror's dark price. His voice drops to a bare whisper, heavy with ominous implications. The mirror doesn't just show your future, it takes it. A tense silence hangs in the air, the weight of Romano's words pressing down. Despite the allure, a firm decision hardens within the mirror's cost is too steep. A refusal echoes internally, a silent rejection of the dark bargain offered. He refuses to buy it. Inside my kitchen, the solitary lamp struggles against the encroaching darkness, casting eerie, elongated shadows that twist and writhe across the walls. The air is thick with unspoken dread as the lamp flickers, threatening to plunge the room into absolute blackness. Wrapped in shadow, the covered mirror emits a soft, rhythmic, tapping, a ghostly echo in the otherwise silent kitchen. The tapping grows more insistent, a hesitant knock from a realm unseen. The oppressive silence breaks as a voice whispers from the shadows. You shouldn't have come back. With a sharp tug, the cloth is ripped away, revealing a mirror's cold surface. The reflection shows me, standing in the present, solid and real. But behind me, the kitchen warps into a ghostly echo of neglect. Dust motes dance in the air of a decaying space, unseen in the present. The cabinets are bare, the counters coated in a thick layer of grime. My reflection bears the weight of years, unseen in the present, a haunting premonition. In my kitchen, a chilling reflection leans forward, its eyes hollow pits in the glass. I stare back, my blood turning to ice, as I confront the impossible. The reflection's voice, a distorted echo of my own, breaks the silence. You die here. Paralyzed by fear, I am trapped in a silent scream. The kitchen now, a stage for my final act. I burst onto the street, the night air thick with smoke and terror. Each breath is a painful reminder of the inferno I escaped. Storefront windows reflect my frantic gaze, each pane a distorted mirror. In the glass, a twisted grin flickers across my face, a haunting specter of what I've become. The reflection mocks my fear, a chilling reminder of the darkness within. My eyes widen, seeing not myself, but the monster lurking beneath the surface. Morning light floods my apartment, revealing an unsettling blank space on the wall. Where the mirror once hung, Only a ghostly outline of dust remains, a stark reminder of what's missing. The silence in the room is deafening, amplifying the emptiness. Each sunbeam seems to highlight the absence, turning the ordinary into something ominous. A sense of unease settles in as I realize the profound change in my familiar space. Suitcases in hand, I stand on the docks of Messina, the salty air stinging my face as I prepare to leave Sicily behind. My boat is sold, severing the final tie to this land. Each port along the coast mirrors my own troubled gaze, a silent echo of the past I can't escape. The reflection follows me, a haunting reminder of the life I'm trying to leave behind, a constant presence in every harbor. As the ship pulls away from the dock, I stare back at the receding shoreline, knowing a part of me will forever remain in Sicily. In the stark hotel room, a mirror waits, leaning against the dresser, its surface gleaming, pristine. The mirror's cold reflection seems to mock the silence. A creeping dread begins to stir. The emptiness of the room amplifies the growing unease. Panic swells, a silent scream trapped in the throat. The mirror looms, a portal to fear itself. In the dimly lit hotel room, shadows stretch and distort as I sit at the desk, cheap stationery spread before me. I pour my soul onto the page, each word a desperate whisper in the oppressive silence. The mirror whispers in the dark, its sibilant murmur a haunting call at the edge of hearing. My name echoes in the shadows, a phantom sound that tightens the knot of fear in my chest. Shapes begin to move within the glass, an eerie dance of light and shadow. Faces emerge from the depths, their features slowly sharpening into focus. Among the faces, Luca's appears, his smile unsettling in its clarity. A chorus of smiles surrounds Luca, a silent, spectral audience. The smiling faces press closer, their joy a chilling spectacle within the glass. In the dim-lit hotel room, a mirror hangs ominously, its bronze serpent frame subtly shifting. The bronze serpents begin to twist, their metallic eyes gleaming with an unnatural light. A palpable sense of unease fills the room as the serpents writhe around the frame. An unseen hunger emanates from the mirror, a subtle but menacing presence. The air thickens with anticipation as the mirror seems to pulse with dark energy. A silent dread settles, hinting at the mirror's insatiable desire. In the sterile hotel room, a disturbing stillness settles, the air growing heavy with unease. My reflection in the mirror begins to mirror my movements with unnatural precision. A chilling synchronicity takes hold, blurring the line between reality and illusion. The mirror becomes a gateway, the reflection no longer a mere image but a sinister echo. A low hum fills the sterile hotel room, vibrating through the very air. Whispers begin to coalesce, growing louder, more insistent. Echoes of the past materialize, regrets and fears finding voice in the suffocating silence. Each word slices through the quiet, a painful reminder of choices made and paths left untraveled. The room becomes a cacophony of past failures, each whisper a sharp, agonizing sting. Frustration mounts as I heave a chair against the mirror, the impact echoing in the sterile hotel room. The chair bounces harmlessly away, leaving the mirror unscathed and my rage impotent. In the reflection, my own distorted features seem to mock my desperate attempts at destruction. Defeated, I stare into the unyielding glass, a silent scream trapped within my throat. An unnatural chill permeates the hotel room, a stark contrast to the warm Sicilian night beyond. The air grows heavy with an unseen cold, a palpable sense of dread filling the space. Tendrils of frost begin to lace the window panes, delicate yet ominous patterns forming against the glass. The intricate designs spread rapidly, an icy bloom consuming the window's surface. Each crystal glitters with an eerie light, reflecting the growing cold within the room. The transformation is complete. The window now, a canvas of frozen artistry, a chilling testament to an unseen presence. Inside the dim hotel room, shadows stretch like grasping claws, distorting reality at the edges of sight. Grotesque shapes begin to emerge from the darkness, dancing in the periphery, a silent, unsettling ballet. The lengthening shadows twist familiar objects into unrecognizable forms, feeding a growing unease. The air hangs heavy, thick with unspoken dread, as the distorted silhouettes dominate the room. Each flicker of shadow seems to pulse with a life of its own, a silent scream in the suffocating darkness. The mirror reflects a haunted gaze, the eyes wide with a dawning horror. A series of jarring visions flood the mind, each one a twisted reflection of possible futures. Flashes of despair and death flicker like broken images, assaulting the senses with relentless force. Each future is a variation on the same agonizing theme, a symphony of loss and anguish. The air catches in a strangled gasp, a desperate attempt to anchor oneself in the present. A silent scream builds, trapped within the confines of the hotel room, a battle against the visions. In the hotel room, the mirror reflects a familiar image, yet an unsettling distortion lingers at the edges of perception. An ethereal hand emerges from the glass, its form shimmering as it defies the laws of reality. The spectral hand extends, beckoning with a silent, irresistible invitation. The boundary between worlds blurs, drawing the reflection in me closer to the unknown. The hotel room blurs, its edges softening as the world begins to spin. Balance betrays, sending me stumbling. An unseen force pulls me towards the cold, unyielding mirror. Each step is a desperate attempt to regain control. The mirror looms, reflecting a distorted image of my failing struggle. Inside the hotel room, the serpents on the picture frame come alive, their forms writhing in unseen torment. Each scale seems to shimmer with dark intent as the serpent's eyes ignite with malevolent energy. The air crackles with an unseen force, as if the room itself is reacting to the serpent's silent fury. Their silent hisses echo within the confines of the room, a prelude to a sinister symphony. In the sterile hotel room, I stare into the mirror, my reflection shimmering on the verge of distortion. A flicker of guilt as the faces of those I've wronged begin to surface, ghosts in the glass. Their accusatory eyes burn through my own, a silent chorus of past sins, each face a haunting reminder, their silent judgment echoing in the confines of the room. The mirror becomes a portal, a window into the abyss of my conscience, where every transgression is magnified. In the cramped hotel room, dim light dances around Luca as he stares into the mirror, his reflection a silent echo. His reflection initially mimics his weary expression, a perfect double in the dim light. A subtle shift occurs. The reflection's eyes widen, a silent, desperate plea etched onto its face. From the mirror, a voice eerily like his own whispers, "Help me, please. I am trapped." The reflection contorts, a grotesque mask of demonic fury replacing Luca's familiar features. A guttural growl erupts as the demonic visage snarls. "I will drag you down with me. Eternal torment awaits." I stare into the mirror, my reflection staring back, a silent, haunting echo. But the glass holds more than just my image. A chilling vision begins to materialize. The scene shifts to my funeral, stark and desolate, under a somber sky. Empty chairs encircle the burial site, a silent testament to absence and regret. Overgrown weeds claw at my tombstone, nature reclaiming what was once a marker of remembrance. The tombstone stands as a stark reminder of a life fading into oblivion, a haunting vision of being utterly forgotten. Inside the dimly lit hotel room, A letter lies poised, ready to be set aflame. A flicker of hope dances as a match is struck, casting a fleeting glow on the expectant face. The flame sputters, hesitates, drawn to the mirrored surface as if by an unseen force. In a cruel twist, the fire falters, dying the instant it nears the glass, leaving only smoke and ash. Frustration mounts as the last ember fades, mirroring the fading hope within. The letter remains untouched, a silent testament to thwarted intentions in the desolate hotel room. In the desolate hotel room, a dusty mirror hangs crookedly, its surface reflecting a distorted image. More than just a reflection appears. The glass begins to swirl, revealing haunting visions of betrayal and abandonment. The crushing weight of past mistakes materializes within the mirror's depths, an inescapable torment. Eyes wide with horror, I stare transfixed, unable to look away from the unfolding nightmare. The mirror becomes a portal, each ripple a painful reminder of the irreversible past. In the hotel room, a mirror reflects a scene of deceptive calm, unaware of the horror about to unfold. The reflection begins to warp, the silvered surface peeling away like decaying paint, revealing something sinister beneath. From the fractured image, a dark doppelganger emerges, solidifying behind its unsuspecting original. It mimics the stance of the person before the mirror, yet its presence radiates an undeniable aura of malice. The doppelganger stands poised, a silent promise of impending dread hanging heavy in the air. The hotel room air is thick and stagnant, heavy with the cloying stench of decay. An unsettling stillness pervades, broken only by the faint, sickening symphony of cracking bones. Every shadow seems to writhe with unseen horrors, the room a suffocating embrace of rot and despair. The heavy atmosphere presses down, a palpable sense of dread filling every corner of the cramped space. A silent scream hangs in the air, the room a tomb of unspoken horrors. I stare into the mirror, my own gaze unwavering as I confront my reflection. The glass ripples, the familiar image distorting into something nightmarish. Before me stretches a desolate landscape, barren and devoid of hope. Tortured souls writhe in eternal agony across the cracked, infertile ground. Their silent screams echo in the desolate expanse, a haunting testament to despair. The hotel room mirror reflects a distorted version of reality, hinting at hidden terrors. A chilling reflection lunges forward, claws extended, threatening to pull me into its glassy depths. The air grows heavy, the temperature plummeting as an unnatural cold emanates from the mirror's surface. A silent struggle ensues as the reflection attempts to drag me into its icy domain. Panic rises as the cold intensifies, the pull of the mirror growing stronger with each passing moment. The glassy surface shimmers, a gateway to a terrifying, unknown dimension beckoning. Silent terror grips me as I scream, the sound trapped within. My mouth opens in a silent scream. Panic floods my eyes as I realize the room is sealed, an inescapable cage. The walls seem to close in, the air thick with dread. I am utterly alone, my terror echoing in the suffocating silence of the hotel room. In the sterile hotel room, the mirror reflects a distorted reality. It's no mere reflection, but a horrifying vision of my death. Dismemberment and eternal suffering play out in gruesome detail before my widening eyes. A tableau of terror unfolds, each moment a step closer to the inevitable. I am transfixed, unable to look away from the nightmare in the glass. My own demise stares back, a silent promise of the horrors to come. In the hotel room, an ominous transformation begins as the serpents adorning the frame awaken with a malevolent glow. The serpent's eyes ignite with infernal fire, casting eerie shadows that dance across the room. A palpable sense of dread fills the air as the once dormant decorations become harbingers of impending doom. The room is bathed in a hellish red light, signaling the unleashing of dark forces within the mundane setting of the hotel. Dust motes swirl in the dim light of the hotel room, each speck a tiny dancer in a silent drama. My reflection stares back, a stranger in the glass, and my heart hammers against my ribs. A chilling voice whispers from the depths of the mirror, a voice that is both mine and not mine. The reflection's eyes gleam with an unnatural light, a predatory hunger lurking within. "You belong to us now," the reflection hisses, each word a drop of poison in the still air. The hotel room fades, light retreating into nothingness. Darkness descends, absolute and unending. An oppressive blackness blankets everything, a void swallowing all. Lost in eternal night, all sense of place and time vanishes. The hotel room stands silent and empty, holding its breath. Sunlight streams in, illuminating dust motes dancing in the stillness. Against the dresser, the mirror leans, its surface clean and gleaming, reflecting nothing but emptiness. The air is thick with unspoken stories, lingering like a ghost in the sterile space. Dawn breaks over the Sicilian coast, painting the sky with hues of gold and rose. Waves relentlessly crash against the rugged, rocky shore, their roar echoing in the morning air. The sea glitters, reflecting the sunrise, yet a faint, bronze shimmer lurks beneath the surface. An unnatural gleam hints at hidden depths, a secret veiled by the tranquil dawn. The water's surface dances, concealing mysteries in its shimmering embrace. Across varied landscapes, individuals pause, their gazes drawn to their reflections. A subtle smile graces their lips, a shared secret in their eyes. Unseen, the curse spreads, weaving its silent influence. Each reflection mirrors a new host, the curse's insidious reach expanding. On a desolate strip of land near Berdyansk, the Azov sea coast stretches, scarred and barren under the daylight. Amidst the desolation, a research crew from Mariupol University stands ready, their figures stark against the ravaged shoreline. An air thick with anticipation mingles with the sharp tang of sea salt as they investigate strange light readings reported by local fishermen. The team's focused gaze sweeps over the horizon, searching for the source of the mysterious phenomenon. Inside the dimly lit research tent, the air hums with anticipation as Sasha, the sound engineer, intently monitors the sonar scans. The screen flickers, displaying symmetrical shapes that defy natural formation beneath the ocean's surface. Her fingers dance across the dials, fine-tuning the equipment in a desperate attempt to make sense of the anomaly. A look of disbelief washes over Sasha's face as the impossible reality solidifies before her eyes. "Impossible," she mutters under her breath, the word barely audible against the backdrop of the sonar's steady hum. "Rectangular grids, almost half a kilometer," she whispers, her voice filled with a mixture of awe and trepidation. The Azov Sea lies still under the cloak of night, its surface a mirror reflecting the moon's ethereal glow. My gaze is drawn to the distant horizon, an endless expanse where water meets sky. Whispers of local lore paint this place as Sklohorod, the Glass City, a name heavy with mystery. An old man's voice breaks the silence, his words carrying the weight of ancient secrets. "Those are not stars, you see," he says, his eyes gleaming with an otherworldly knowledge. "They are windows," he reveals, the sea shimmering as if leading to another world. Inside the research tent, enhanced sonar images illuminate the space, revealing the promise of the unknown. Shapes begin to emerge from the depths, resembling the intricate layout of streets, hinting at a lost civilization. Faint geometric patterns pulse, like veins of light coursing through unseen towers. The ethereal glow suggests a city unlike any other, an architectural marvel hidden beneath the waves. The images coalesce, revealing the ghostly silhouette of a city made of glass. Whispers of a forgotten world echo in the silent tent, a city shimmering just beyond reach. In the dead of night, around 2 a.m., static rips through the research tent's radio, jolting Sasha awake. Her eyes widen, darting towards the crackling device, her breath hitching in her throat. Fingers trembling, Sasha fumbles for the record button, a desperate hope flickering in her gaze. A faint, childlike voice whispers from the speaker, the words cutting through the night. "Come home." Doubt clouds Sasha's face as she tries to rationalize the eerie message. "Could be interference," she murmurs, but the unease in her eyes betrays her words. Under the cloak of night, the Azov Sea extends to the horizon, its surface shimmering like a vast, wind-struck mirror. Running towards the shore, figures silhouetted against the pale moonlight, their urgency palpable. The sea's surface transforms, becoming startlingly transparent, revealing hidden depths beneath. A voice cuts through the night, a declaration amidst the mystery. The city is awake, gazing into the Azov Sea at night. A hidden world shimmers beneath the surface. Streets and arches emerge from the depths, an underwater city revealed in ethereal light. Dozens of figures move slowly below, their forms wavering like heat, walking beneath the waves. An impossible sight unfolds. They aren't swimming, but walking, in a ghostly procession through the submerged city. Beneath the night sky, over the Azov Sea, pale figures move with an ethereal grace. Their faces, mere reflections in the gloom, bear the unmistakable mark of humanity, yet seem distant. With each step, the seabed awakens with an inner radiance, a ghostly glow illuminating their path. The water seems to pulse with a hidden energy, responding to their presence with flashes of light. One figure stops, its movements deliberate, a silent question in its posture. Slowly, it turns its head upward, as if drawn by an unseen force in the darkened sky. On the dark surface of the Azov Sea, a face emerges, a haunting reflection staring back. The reflection smiles, a mirthless curve of predatory light cutting through the darkness. Screams echo in the desolate expanse, swallowed by the night. The water cracks like shattering glass, the sound sharp and echoing. Ripples spread across the inky blackness as the reflection dissolves. The surface returns to stillness, the dark water swallowing the last vestiges of light. Under the cloak of night, the Azov Sea whispers with 1,000 voices, overlapping in a fluid, ancient tongue. Melodic and mournful, the strange chorus rises from the water's dark embrace. A haunting symphony echoes across the vast, open sea. Suddenly, an unnatural stillness descends. The water turns black, absorbing the starlight and the world's colors. Silence reigns, absolute and terrifying. Inside the research tent, monitors flicker with static, the screens reflecting a ghostly light in the dim space. The sonar readings have vanished, leaving behind an empty void where a city once pulsed with life. A chilling silence descends, broken only by the faint hum of the recording equipment, a constant reminder of what was lost. But the recordings still play the voices, a haunting narration echoes, filling the void. The air grows heavy with unspoken dread, a sense of being watched from the abyss. If you listen long enough, you can hear your own name whispered back, the voice warns, a chilling promise of madness. On the Azov Sea coast, the setting sun bathes Sasha in a fiery glow as she stands at the water's edge. Her expression is distant, lost in the whispers of the recorder pressed tightly to her ear. I approach, my face etched with concern, a silent plea to break her trance. Her voice, barely audible above the lapping waves, reveals a haunting connection. The voices are calling me. Her eyes, reflecting the turbulent sunset, hint at a desperate plea. They are asking for help. Gentle waves whisper against the dark shore of the Azov Sea, a stark contrast to the scene of loss. Abandoned on the sand, Sasha's boots stand neatly placed, facing the water's dark expanse. Half buried in the wet sand, her recorder waits, a silent sentinel of untold stories. The recorder sputters to life with Sasha's voice, a ghostly echo. They're opening the gates. A splash breaks the night silence, followed by an unnerving stillness. 3 days after Sasha's disappearance, the camp remains, a silent vigil by the Azov Sea. Each night, the tide recedes, unveiling vast expanses of sand that gleam faintly under the moon's ethereal glow. The sea's retreat reveals a glassy, otherworldly landscape, stretching into the horizon. The air hangs heavy with unanswered questions and the lingering scent of salt. A haunting beauty underscores the stark reality of loss along the desolate coast. Under the cloak of night, the Azov Sea whispers against the shore, a mirror to unseen worlds. A reflection shimmers on the water's surface, mimicking, but not quite mirroring reality. The reflection stands still, defying the gentle sway of the sea, an eerie stillness in its gaze. A smile creeps across the reflected face, a chilling contrast to the observer's own somber expression. The sight stands abandoned, a silent testament to forgotten endeavors under the vast, indifferent sky. Loneliness echoes in the empty space, the only witness, the unsettling reflection in the dark waters. The Azov Sea whispers secrets against the black sand under a moonless sky. Dmytro, a fisherman's son, stands beside me, his young eyes reflecting the faint, ethereal moonlight. A tale of the sea lingers in the air as he speaks of legends and long-lost wonders. My grandfather once saw the Glass City rise above the waves after a massive storm in 1941, Dmytro recounts, his voice soft against the rhythmic lapping of the water. The sea stretches out, a dark expanse concealing both forgotten tragedies and fantastical possibilities. The Azov Sea crashes violently against the shore under a starless night. I stand beside Dmytro as the biting wind whips through the air, carrying the scent of salt and secrets. A distant constellation of city lights glimmers on the horizon, a beacon in the overwhelming darkness. Dmytro's voice is almost lost to the wind as he speaks of ancient tales. The city appears whenever too much blood is spilled on land. He stares out at the water, his eyes reflecting a haunted past. It's where the drowned remember. I stand firm against the wind, skeptical and grounded. I don't believe in legends. Under the cloak of midnight on the Azov Sea coast, an unsettling thrum vibrates through the ground. A deep, resonating tone rises from the sea, intensifying with each passing moment, a symphony of dread. The water's surface, once still and reflective, now shimmers and writhes, disturbed by an unseen force. Distortions ripple across the water, hinting at a colossal presence stirring in the dark depths below. The very air crackles with anticipation as the unseen entity prepares to reveal itself. Under the cloak of night, the Azov Sea coastline becomes a canvas for emerging structures, their forms barely visible against the darkness. Towers of light begin to pierce the night, their foundations glowing like embers, hinting at the city's rebirth. The Glass City materializes from the shadows, its crystalline structures reflecting the ethereal moonlight. Dominating the skyline, a massive dome of pure crystal refracts the lunar glow, casting an otherworldly luminescence. The returning Glass City stands as a beacon, its radiant dome a testament to resurgence and architectural marvel. Under the cloak of night, the Azov seacoast reveals figures moving through its darkened streets. Through binoculars, they appear human, their forms familiar against the night. Then, one raises its head, shattering the illusion, with a face devoid of features, a smooth, reflective mirror. The blank faces send a shiver down the spine, reflecting the cold, indifferent stars above. Under the vast, starlit sky of the Azov Sea coast, a figure stands silhouetted against the dark horizon. A mirrored reflection shimmers in the water, revealing Sasha's haunting eyes staring back. Driven by a surge of desperate hope, the figure breaks into a run toward the shore. The name, Sasha, echoes across the empty beach, a cry lost in the night's embrace. Each crashing wave seems to whisper her name, a mournful symphony of longing and despair. Beneath the cloak of night, the tide retreats, unveiling a glistening causeway. The causeway stretches towards the heart of a phantom city, a beacon in the darkness. A desperate shout pierces the air as Dimitro's warning echoes, a futile attempt to halt the inevitable. Unstoppable, I move forward, drawn by an unseen force towards the city's enigmatic allure. Each step deeper into the exposed path seals my fate, the phantom city beckoning me into its embrace. Each footstep rings out in the still night, the sound echoing off the cold, smooth ground. The city rises before me, constructed of glass and silence, its beauty as fragile as it is stark. I step forward, drawn into the heart of the glassy metropolis, each structure reflecting the pale moonlight. An unnerving stillness blankets the city, a silent promise or a haunting threat hanging in the air. The glass towers loom, their surfaces mirroring an empty sky as I venture deeper into the crystalline void. Night blankets Glass City, where every surface mirrors an endless expanse of reflections. Thousands of versions of myself flicker across the city's facades, a symphony of movements slightly out of sync. The city's architecture amplifies the feeling of being duplicated, each reflection a distorted echo. Amidst this sea of glass and light, a solitary figure stands out. Sasha is positioned at the heart of the dome, a central point in the reflective maze. Her presence is a beacon, drawing the eye amidst the overwhelming visual echoes. In the Glass City's night, Sasha's reflection becomes an infinite echo, each surface a mirror to her soul. Her image flickers, a dance of light and shadow in the city's crystalline embrace. The glass walls shimmer, the floor reflects, and her essence dances in the eyes of an observer. A hushed revelation breaks the silence, a whisper against the city's hum. They're not ghosts. Sasha breathes, her voice barely audible. They're memories. Against the backdrop of Glass City's futuristic skyline, Sasha extends her hand, a solitary figure against the neon glow. Behind her, mirrored figures turn in perfect synchronization, their reflections multiplying in the shimmering lights. Their movements are graceful, yet unsettling. As they navigate the neon-drenched cityscape, Sasha's silhouette stands firm, a stark contrast to the fluid motion behind her. "And they want to live again," she declares, her voice echoing in the night. In the Glass City night, a touch sets off a cataclysmic chain reaction. Everything fractures and splinters. The sound that follows is not human. It is the earth itself shattering. A primal scream tears through the night, echoing through the city's empty streets. The very air crackles with raw, untamed energy. The Glass City reflects the chaos, its mirrored surfaces distorting into nightmarish visions. A symphony of destruction played out under the cold, indifferent gaze of the moon. Under the cloak of night, the glass underfoot groans, the first fractures spiderwebbing across the sleek surface of Glass City. Cracks spread like wildfire, each fissure a stark line of shattered dreams reflecting the city's silent scream. Reflections twist and distort, faces elongating into grotesque masks as the city's integrity crumbles. The architecture buckles inward, a symphony of destruction played out in light and shadow. Glass City, once a beacon of hope, now folds in upon itself, a monument to silent collapse. A fall into the abyss of Glass City, the night air rushing past in a dizzying descent. Submerged, the world transforms into a kaleidoscope of fractured light and distorted reflections. 1,000 phantom selves surround, each a shimmering echo in the cold water. The reflections begin to whisper, their voices a haunting chorus rising from the depths, an eerie, ethereal call. Echoes from the depths. Come home. The watery abyss swirls, a vortex of fractured identities beckoning towards an unknown destination. The first light of dawn paints the horizon as I awaken on the Azov Sea coast, the city nowhere in sight. The sea, now calm, mirrors the pastel sky, a serene contrast to the vanished cityscape. Dimitro kneels beside me, his hand urgently shaking my shoulder, his face etched with fear. His eyes dart wildly, reflecting a terror that shatters the tranquil dawn. The silence is broken only by the gentle lapping of waves, a stark reminder of what has been lost. Pale dawn light kisses the Azov Sea coast as I stand barefoot on the cold sand. Dimitro faces me, his expression a mask of deep worry, etched by the morning's first light. His voice cuts through the quiet of the dawn. You'd been gone for 12 hours. His eyes reflect a haunting vision as he speaks of the impossible. I had seen lights in the water, a whole skyline rising and falling before vanishing in a blink, Dimitro recounts, his tone laced with disbelief. The sea stretches out, an enigma beneath the awakening sky, holding secrets beneath its surface. Standing on the desolate Azov Sea coast, the wind fiercely whips through my hair. I clutch Sasha's recorder, my fingers tightening around it. A silent promise kept. Secrets weigh heavily. I didn't tell him what I saw, the untold truth lingering in the air. But I kept Sasha's recorder. A voice whispers, a haunting echo across the empty shore. Sometimes, when I play it at night, the narration continues, a solitary ritual in the darkness. I still hear her voice, the recorder a fragile link to a past that refuses to fade. Alone in the dim apartment, the soft glow of Sasha's recorder casts long shadows across the room. I lean in, my focus sharpening as I listen intently to the recording. A faint whisper of glass cracking cuts through Sasha's voice, a haunting sound from the past. The recorder hums, a silent witness to secrets unearthed. A sense of unease settles in as the ambient sounds from the recording hint at something sinister, as if something beneath the sea is breathing again. I narrate, a chilling revelation echoing in the silence. Under a vast, indifferent sky, the Azov Sea stretches out, its waves whispering tales of unease. Along the rugged coast, fishing boats lie idle, their colorful hulls stark against the gray sand. Weather-beaten faces peer out from shadowed doorways, fear etching deep lines around their eyes. The nets remain coiled and dry, a silent testament to the terror that grips the fishing community. An unspoken dread hangs heavy in the air, thicker than the sea mist rolling in from the horizon. Inside the research lab, I study satellite images displayed on a large monitor, my brow furrowed in concentration. Anomalous geometric reflections flicker across the screen, defying explanation. Each month, the strange phenomenon recurs with unnerving precision, pinpointed to the same coordinates. A sense of unease settles over me as I zoom in, the reflections hinting at something hidden beneath the surface. The mystery deepens, compelling me to uncover the source of these enigmatic signals. Night falls on the Azov Sea coast, the air heavy with the scent of salt and secrets. The tide retreats, leaving a mirror of dark water reflecting the starlit sky. A haunting stillness descends, broken only by the distant cry of a seabird. In the water's glassy surface, a reflection appears, an eerie doppelganger staring back from the depths. The line between reality and reflection blurs, a silent question hanging in the air. The Azov Sea coast at night, a landscape shrouded in mystery, a moment suspended in time, the air thick with unspoken tension. But then, the blink comes a moment too late, shattering the illusion. An unsettling truth lingers in the darkness, casting a pall over the scene. Walking through the Glass City at night, a sense of dislocation sets in as the familiar cityscape warps into something alien and unsettling. The once pristine buildings are decaying, their surfaces marred by cracks and grime. reflecting a city in decline. Distorted reflections in the glass create fragmented, unsettling images, hinting at a deeper, darker reality beneath the surface. Whispers grow louder and more insistent, swirling around like a suffocating fog pressing in from all sides. The city itself seems to be whispering secrets, its decaying beauty a haunting reminder of what once was. Within the Glass City's night, Sasha appears, her face a mirrored void reflecting the city's cold light. Her hand extends, reaching, a silent invitation or a desperate plea. The city around them begins to fracture, glass shattering into a million pieces, each reflecting a distorted image. Skyscrapers tilt and crumble, their mirrored surfaces twisting in the chaos. The air crackles with the sound of breaking glass, a symphony of destruction echoing through the night. The world dissolves into a cascade of reflective shards as the Glass City collapses into oblivion. The Azov Sea coast, 1941. A maelstrom of wind and water unleashes its fury. The sky a canvas of bruised purple and angry gray. Amidst the chaos, Dimitro's grandfather stands defiant, his weathered face turned towards the horizon. A colossal glass city emerges from the tempestuous waves, its ethereal beauty a stark contrast to the surrounding destruction. On the blood-soaked sands, a brutal battle rages between soldiers, their desperate cries swallowed by the storm's roar. Crimson stains the shoreline as the relentless waves crash, a grim testament to the day's carnage. The Glass City continues its ascent, an otherworldly mirage amidst the very real horrors of war. Under the radiant sun, the city glistens, unaware of its impending doom. Without warning, the waves surge, beginning to engulf the vibrant city. The sea rises in a furious torrent, swallowing the city whole, a watery grave claiming its memories. Silence descends as the last rooftops disappear beneath the waves, leaving only the sea's cold embrace. Hunched over the desk, the glow of the laptop screen casts an eerie light on my face as I plunge into the depths of historical records. Books and maps, scattered like fallen leaves, surround me as my fingers trace faded lines and decipher ancient scripts. The quest intensifies, searching for any whisper of a lost city swallowed by the Azov Sea. Fragmented tales emerge from the depths of time, whispers of a civilization claimed by the relentless waves. The air grows thick with the weight of forgotten history, heavy with the secrets of the deep. In the dim solitude of my apartment, dust motes swirl in the lamplight, illuminating a world of ancient tomes and forgotten artifacts. My finger traces the brittle edge of a vellum page, each touch a whisper from a forgotten age. The records speak of a people who commanded reflections and wove illusions, their power echoing through the ages. But the shadows hint at a darker truth. Consumed by their own hubris, their legacy became a cautionary tale etched in time. Under the cloak of night, I am pulled back to the Azov seacoast, the waves whispering secrets only I can hear. The sea stretches out, a dark and endless expanse under the starlit sky, its surface shimmering with an otherworldly glow. Each wave crashes against the shore, echoing the irresistible call that has drawn me back to this desolate place. The air is thick with the scent of salt and mystery, wrapping around me like a shroud as I stand at the edge of the world. My heart pounds in time with the rhythm of the sea, a primal connection binding me to its depths, urging me forward into the unknown. Under the vast expanse of a starlit sky, I enter the chilling waters of the Azov Sea, each step a surrender to the cold embrace. The sea, a mirror of the night, stretches out in shades of black, its surface undisturbed, reflecting the celestial tapestry above with perfect clarity. The reflections shimmer, beckoning with an otherworldly allure, their invitation more tempting than ever before. Each ripple whispers secrets as the sea deepens, drawing me further into its tranquil depths, away from the world above. The stars above seem to converse with their counterparts below, creating an infinite dialogue of light and shadow. The cold intensifies, yet the sea's embrace feels like a homecoming, a return to the source from which all life springs. The Azov Sea unfolds under a canopy of stars, its inky surface mirroring the heavens. The gentle waves whisper against the shore, creating a hypnotic rhythm that fills the night. A shimmering reflection dances on the water, beckoning from the depths with an ethereal glow. The promise of reunion and answers draws me closer to the water's edge, an irresistible pull. The Glass City shimmers in the night, a labyrinth of light and shadow. A sense of purpose hardens my features as I walk among the towering structures. Each step echoes with a newfound determination, a stark contrast to my previous detachment. The city's pulse throbs around me, no longer a distant hum, but a tangible energy. I am an active participant, my destiny intertwined with the city's fate. The Glass City embraces me, and I, in turn, embrace its intricate complexities. In the Glass City's embrace, a figure stands, their reflection merging into the cityscape. The mirrored figures of the city blur the line between reality and illusion. Lost in the city's collective memory, the figure dissolves into the nocturnal landscape, becoming one with the past, present, and future. A silent observer emerges. Shimmering surfaces reflect a world of endless possibilities and hidden truths. In the heart of the Glass City, secrets whisper on the wind, waiting to be discovered. Amidst the glittering expanse of Glass City, Sasha waits, her silhouette framed by the city's vibrant lights. A smile graces her lips, a beacon of warmth in the cool night air. In that fleeting moment, a sense of tranquility washes over, a rare respite from the city's relentless energy. The world seems to fade away, leaving only the quiet connection between two souls. The smile lingers, a promise of peace in the heart of the dazzling metropolis. The glimmering lights of Glass City reflect in her eyes, painting a facade of hope and promise. A subtle shift occurs as the city's allure fades, revealing a stark, underlying truth. The city, once perceived as a refuge, now stands exposed a gilded cage. Her eyes reflect the cold reality. Glass City is not a sanctuary, but a beautiful prison. Within the shimmering confines of Glass City, an inescapable prison of reflections takes form. The weight of the past presses down, a palpable presence in the still night air. Eternal echoes of the drowned reverberate, their silent screams trapped within the glass. Bound by invisible chains, a figure is condemned to endlessly relive haunting memories. A solitary existence unfolds, forever tethered to the spectral inhabitants of a watery grave. Dawn breaks over the Azov Sea, painting the tranquil waters with strokes of gold. The sun ascends, casting a radiant glow that hints at the city that once stood, now vanished. Though the city is physically gone, its memory persists, etched into the landscape and the hearts of those who remember. The gentle waves whisper tales of what was, carrying echoes of laughter, sorrow, and resilience across the water. The golden light dances on the surface, a silent testament to the enduring spirit that remains, even in the face of loss. Dawn breaks, its gentle light transforming the Azov Sea into a canvas of rose and gold. An unusually low tide reveals a vast stretch of wet sand, the still water mirroring the awakening sky. A solitary figure stands at the edge of the shore, their reflection eerily perfect in the tranquil water. In that mirrored gaze, a subtle, unsettling delay, a blink that comes a moment too late, and the cycle continues. The Varanasi Ghats surge with life as dawn breaks, a symphony of humanity unfolding beside the sacred river. Funeral pyres crackle, their smoke spiraling into the air, a poignant dance of endings and new beginnings. I move through the throng, a silent observer, my camera poised to capture the raw beauty and stark realities of existence. Each click of the shutter preserves a fragment of eternity, a story etched in light and shadow amidst the ancient stones. Leaving the bustling main gates, I venture into a quieter, narrower lane, the sounds of the city fading behind me. Crumbling buildings rise on either side, their ancient facades hinting at forgotten stories. The heavy air is thick with the mingled sense of incense and decay, a palpable sense of history and transience. Shadows deepen in the lane, creating an atmosphere of mystery and introspection. Bathed in the warmth of the sun, a quaint doll-maker's shop stands almost hidden from the bustling street. Children's laughter rings out, an enchanting melody that beckons closer. The sound weaves through the air, a joyful siren song, drawing the ear. A single step forward, drawn by the unseen merriment within. The entrance to the shop, a threshold to a world of childhood dreams and wonder. Anticipation hangs in the air, a silent invitation to discover the secrets held within the dollmaker's shop. The dollmaker's shop is crammed, an unsettling sea of porcelain faces staring out from every corner. Dolls hang suspended from the ceiling, their vacant eyes following every movement. Rows upon rows of dolls line the shelves, each one meticulously crafted with a disturbingly lifelike expression. The floor is a chaotic jumble of dolls, their limbs tangled together in a silent, eerie tableau. Each doll, unique in its design, shares an unnerving quality that sends a shiver down the spine. The air is thick with the scent of old wood and something indefinably sinister, a silent testament to the doll-maker's obsession. In the quaint doll-maker's shop, dust motes dance in the sunlit air, illuminating rows of silent, watchful dolls. From the depths of the back room, Nikhil Sharma emerges, his figure framed by shadows, his presence as subtle as the dolls themselves. His movements are measured, each step a quiet echo in the room filled with inanimate observers. Hollow eyes survey the collection, reflecting a world of untold stories and hidden sorrows. He pauses, his gaze lingering on a particular doll, its painted eyes seeming to meet his own. A faint whisper escapes his lips, a shared secret between creator and creation. Beautiful, aren't they? Each one has a story. Inside the dollmaker's shop, the air hangs heavy with unspoken stories and the scent of aged wood. I seek answers from Nikhil, questions lingering in the cluttered space. Nikhil remains silent, his gaze fixed on his delicate work, eluding my direct questions. He presents a half-finished doll, its blank eyes staring into the abyss of creation. With meticulous care, he threads strands of real human hair into the doll's scalp. Each strand seems to whisper secrets, binding life and art in a haunting union. Sunlight streams into the dollmaker's shop, illuminating Nikhil amidst a sea of scattered tools and forgotten treasures. Bundles of old children's clothes lie strewn beside tarnished jewelry, each piece whispering tales of bygone days. Yellowed photographs scatter across Nikhil's cluttered work table, faces fading into the mists of time. Nikhil gestures towards the chaotic array, his voice filled with reverence. These dolls are not toys, they are memories. Sunlight cuts through the dusty air of the dollmaker's shop, illuminating rows of porcelain dolls with staring, vacant eyes. Shelves overflow with the silent watchers, each a frozen echo of a forgotten childhood. I turn to Nikhil, my unspoken question hanging heavy in the air. My voice breaks the silence. Why do you use these items? Nikhil's gaze softens as he shares a haunting reason. These children never had graves. I give them a home, he finishes, his words lingering among the dolls. Night envelops the guest house, a veil of mist clinging to the river below. Faint sounds drift through the darkness, a creak, a soft, dragging, whispers in the gloom. Eyes peer from the guesthouse window, searching for the source of the disturbance. But only the dense mist hanging above the river is visible, obscuring what lies beneath. The unseen presence lingers, hidden by the night and the river's embrace. In the guesthouse room, sleep evades me as I lie restless in bed, my eyes wide open in the darkness. The silence of the night is shattered by the distant sound of laughter, an eerie echo that rises from the doll shop below. Each peal of laughter seems to creep up through the floorboards, filling the room with an unsettling presence. The sound twists and turns, morphing into a chorus of ghostly amusement, a haunting melody that dances in the shadows. Trapped in the confines of the room, the laughter becomes an inescapable torment, an invisible force pressing down on me. The dollmaker's shop stands eerily open, beckoning with unseen promises as I return the next morning. An unsettling silence hangs in the air. Nikhil is absent, his presence replaced by an unnerving stillness. The dolls, once scattered, now stand in silent formation, their painted eyes fixed on the entrance. Each porcelain face seems to hold a silent accusation, their collective gaze creating an atmosphere of profound unease. Amidst the organized chaos of the dollmaker's workshop, tools lay scattered, each telling a silent story of creation. At the center of it all, a new doll rests serenely on a weathered wooden table, awaiting her destiny. Her porcelain skin glows softly in the ambient light, a canvas of innocence and untold stories. A vibrant red ribbon is tied neatly in her hair, a stark contrast against the pale porcelain. Just above her left eyebrow, a faint, intriguing scar hints at a past shrouded in mystery, adding depth to her delicate features. Sunbeams pierce the dusty air of the dollmaker's shop, illuminating rows of glassy-eyed dolls staring into nothing. Scanning the shelves, my gaze snags on a porcelain doll, a jolt of recognition coursing through me. I lift the doll, its weight heavy in my hands, a haunting familiarity clinging to its cold cheek. Turning its hand over, I gasp as a single word is scratched crudely into the porcelain palm. Aditi. Inside the dollmaker's shop, shadows dance among shelves lined with porcelain faces and silent, watchful eyes. Nikhil appears in the doorway, a figure framed by light and darkness, his expression a mask of hidden turmoil. His presence cuts through the quiet stillness, a silent challenge hanging in the air. "Please, put her down," Nikhil says, his voice a low warning that echoes through the cluttered space. The weight of unspoken history settles between them, heavy and suffocating. "You shouldn't have come back," he finishes, the words laced with a sorrow that hints at a deeper, shared pain. Dust motes dance in the sunlight filtering through the dollmaker's shop, illuminating rows upon rows of silent porcelain faces. Nikhil gestures wildly, his eyes wide with a desperate plea, his words cutting through the stillness. "The spirit of the child needs a vessel, and I've interrupted the binding." His face contorts with urgency, the gravity of the situation pressing down on him. His voice drops to a frantic whisper. "You need to leave before she follows me." I step out onto the night street, the heavy door of the shop closing behind me with a soft thud. The scent of sandalwood, mingled with an undercurrent of decay, clings to my clothes, a ghostly perfume of forgotten things. Streetlights cast a dim, yellowish glow, painting long shadows that stretch and dance with the night. A chill wind whispers through the deserted streets, carrying with it the secrets of the city. I pull my collar tighter, lost in thought, as I walk further into the darkness, the scent a constant reminder of what lies behind. In the dim guesthouse room, shadows dance as I develop the photos, each print revealing secrets held within the emulsion. I examine a frame, the mundane facade of the shop slowly giving way to the sinister lurking beneath. A chilling detail emerges from the mirror's reflection. A small girl in a red dress, an eerie presence haunting the background. Her eyes lock onto mine, a silent scream trapped within the photograph, sending a shiver down my spine. The following evening, the street lies deserted, cloaked in an eerie silence. A solitary figure returns to the shop, the air thick with the lingering scent of smoke. The darkness seems to deepen around every corner, enveloping the lone figure in its heavy embrace. An unsettling calm pervades the night, hinting at secrets hidden in the shadows. The dollmaker's shop stands silent under the night sky, its heavy wooden door sealed tight. Dusty window panes offer a glimpse into a surreal scene within. Cross-legged on the floor, Nikhil is encircled by an eerie assembly of porcelain and fabric dolls. A gentle lullaby drifts from his lips, a haunting melody in the still night. In the dead of night, the dollmaker's shop stands silent, its windows like vacant eyes staring out at the world. A subtle shift occurs as the dolls stir, their heads tilting with an unnatural curiosity. Tiny fingers twitch, as if awakening from a long slumber, hinting at a hidden life within the porcelain figures. A gentle sway begins, as the dolls mimic the soothing rhythm of children rocking themselves to sleep. The shop transforms into a macabre nursery, filled with the silent, swaying forms of haunted dolls. An unsettling calm descends as the dolls' movements grow more synchronized, their secret dance unfolding under the cloak of night. Under the cloak of night, I raise a hand to knock against the dollmaker's window, the sound swallowed by the darkness. Inside, Nikhil remains absorbed in his work, oblivious to my presence, his silhouette framed by the warm light of the shop. In the glass's reflection, a chilling tableau unfolds behind me. A gathering of faint, translucent figures, their forms vaguely childlike. Dozens of spectral children stand silently, their ethereal faces turned towards the shop, a silent vigil in the night. An unseen audience gathers, their presence a haunting echo in the quiet street as I stand on the threshold of the dollmaker's world. I whirl around, heart pounding, expecting to see someone there, but the street is completely empty. Bathed in the cold, indifferent glow of streetlights, shadows stretch long and distorted, playing tricks on the eyes. An unsettling silence descends, broken only by the distant hum of the city. The dollmaker's shop is now a scene of chaos, the morning sun casting long shadows over the police milling outside. The front door hangs ajar, an invitation to the ransacked interior within. Yellow tape flutters in the gentle breeze, a stark barrier against the unsettling scene. The ransacked interior hints at a dark struggle, the doll's vacant stares bearing silent witness. In the dollmaker's shop, dust motes swirl in a beam of sunlight, illuminating empty shelves where porcelain faces once gleamed. An unsettling silence fills the void where the dolls used to stand, their absence heavy with unspoken stories. On the cluttered workbench, amid spools of thread and fabric scraps, a photograph catches the light. The photo reveals a candid shot of me, taken from across the street, through the window of my guest house. In the blurred background, a doll resembling Aditi looms, its painted eyes piercingly focused, staring directly into the lens. Inside the sterile police station, I recount my story, each word echoing in the uncaring space. My voice strains against the officer's indifference, a palpable barrier rising with each detail I offer. A uniformed officer pointedly avoids my gaze as I speak of the missing children, a silent dismissal hanging heavy in the air. Frustration coils within me, as my pleas seem to vanish unheard, the cold reality of their disbelief pressing down. Night falls on the Ghats, the stone steps slick with moisture. The air grows heavy, saturated with the fragrances of burning incense and the swirling smoke of funeral pyres. Shadows dance in the flickering firelight, casting long, distorted shapes against the ancient walls. A lone figure returns, drawn back to this sacred space. The scent of marigolds and sandalwood mingles with the somber atmosphere, a poignant reminder of life and death. The river flows silently, carrying prayers and ashes into the darkness. The night air hangs heavy as I venture into the shadowed depths of the alley. A faint sound guides me, a child's laughter, echoing softly between the brick walls. The alley is narrow and winding, a claustrophobic passage behind Nikhil's shop. Each step deeper into the gloom amplifies the mysterious, innocent sound. The laughter dances just out of reach, an ethereal invitation into the unknown. The darkness seems to pulse with the rhythm of the distant, childlike joy. The dark alleyway abruptly expands, revealing a secluded courtyard, bathed in faint moonlight. An ancient stone well stands sentinel at the courtyard's heart, its weathered surface hinting at forgotten stories. Shadows dance around the well, cast by the unseen moon, adding an air of mystery to the silent scene. The courtyard holds its breath, the ancient well a silent witness to the secrets it has guarded for centuries. Beneath the cloak of night, I approach the ancient well, its depths shrouded in mystery. I lean cautiously over the weathered stone edge, peering into the abyss below. A chilling sight unfolds. Dozens of dolls scattered at the bottom, their vacant eyes staring upwards. Each porcelain face, eerily tilted, seems to watch me, a silent audience in the darkness. A disturbing tableau of forgotten playthings, their stillness hinting at untold stories and a haunting sense of unease. Under the cloak of night, a well stands silent, an ominous void in the darkness. A faint, haunting hum drifts from the well's depths, an unsettling melody in the still night air. The hum grows, resolving into a woman's voice, singing a lullaby filled with sorrow. An unsettling stillness hangs in the air as the mournful lullaby echoes around the well. In the shadows, dolls scattered around the well begin to stir, their eyes gleaming with an eerie light. The dolls' subtle movements hint at an awakening, their silent dance a prelude to an unknown horror. A solitary figure stands in the courtyard, the night air biting with an unseen frost. Shadows stretch and deepen, cloaking the ancient stones in an oppressive darkness. The silence is heavy, broken only by the rustle of unseen leaves and the echo of distant sounds. A disembodied whisper dances on the edge of hearing, chilling the very soul. The air grows heavy, charged with an unseen presence, a warning carried on the wind. "You shouldn't have come back," the whisper insists, a haunting echo in the night. In the quiet night, a courtyard, bathed in shadows, reveals a sudden, arresting sight. Oddity, a little girl with a vibrant red ribbon in her hair, stands out against the dark backdrop. Her presence is a silent question, a splash of color in the monochrome of the night. All eyes are drawn to her, an unexpected figure emerging from the darkness. Under the oppressive weight of a starless night, a courtyard lies shrouded in shadow, its stone walls barely illuminated by flickering torches. Long, distorted shadows dance menacingly, twisting familiar shapes into eerie specters. Aditi's voice cuts through the stillness, laced with desperation and fear. "I can't find him," she cries out, her words echoing in the empty space. "He promised we'd all be together." Under the cloak of night, I reel backward, disoriented and struggling to maintain balance. A chilling realization dawns as Aditi's shadow stretches long, morphing into the unmistakable silhouette of Nikhil. Confusion and dread mingle as the courtyard's familiar setting twists into a scene of nightmarish revelation. The air thickens with unspoken horror, the truth casting a dark, inescapable shadow. Under the cloak of night, in the courtyard, Aditi's smile seems eerily out of place, a stark contrast to the shadows. Her hand, a cold weight, settles upon my chest, the gesture unsettling in its forced warmth. The air hangs heavy, charged with unspoken tension as her fingers linger. My heart pounds, a frantic drum, against the unnatural stillness of her touch. Her eyes, dark pools in the dim light, betray nothing of the thoughts behind that wooden smile. A silent question hangs between us, heavy with the weight of the night. I awaken on the ghat steps, the morning air heavy with humidity and the throbbing pain in my head. My camera is gone. A stark realization hitting me as I sit up, my damp clothes clinging uncomfortably. I wince, leaning forward to examine something carved into my arm, my vision swimming. A single word, etched into my skin. Aditi. The train car rumbles to life, a metal beast awakened for its journey away from Varanasi. Sunlight streams through the dusty windows, casting long shadows that dance with the train's rhythmic sway. The landscape blurs past, a tapestry of greens and browns, each fleeting glimpse a memory fading into the distance. A lone figure sits by the window, their gaze fixed on the horizon, a silent farewell to the city left behind. The air is thick with the scent of coal and distant spices, a poignant reminder of the journey's beginning. Each click and clack of the tracks echoes the relentless march forward, carrying them further into the unknown. Lost in a surreal dreamscape, the air vibrates with unspoken secrets. Dolls whisper among themselves, their voices a haunting chorus in the silent night. Bathed in cold moonlight, Nikhil's shop looms, eerily empty and still. The dolls sway gently, as if dancing to a melody only they can hear. 2 months later, a flurry of movement, as hands urgently search through stacks of files, a sense of desperation palpable. A photograph emerges from the chaos, stilling the frantic search. The lens focuses on the image. Nikhil's shop, a haven of dolls frozen in time. Amidst the colorful array of toys, a figure stands motionless, a haunting stillness. The camera slowly zooms in, revealing Nikhil himself, caught in an eternal tableau. A chilling realization dawns as the unmoving figure of Nikhil stares back from the photograph, a silent echo of the past. Sunlight paints the sparsely furnished apartment, highlighting the stillness of the morning. My attention is caught by a note, its edges worn with time, affixed to a small, ornate box. The note whispers of secrets and legacies, a promise and a burden. She wanted you to have this. She says your memory will fit perfectly, the note declares, hinting at mysteries yet untold. Silence blankets the new apartment, stark and unsettling. Then, a faint sound breaks the stillness, children laughing, distant and muffled. The laughter seems to echo from beyond the walls, an unsettling contrast to the empty room. An unsettling mystery grows in the heart of the silent new apartment. I bolt upright, gasping for air, the oppressive silence of the bedroom broken only by my ragged breaths. Moonlight paints the room in stark contrasts, casting long, eerie shadows that dance with every subtle movement. At the foot of the bed, an unsettling figure emerges from the gloom, a doll, its stillness radiating an unnerving presence. Its vacant eyes seem to bore into me, reflecting the pale moonlight with an almost lifelike intensity. A single red ribbon is tied in its hair, a splash of vibrant color against the otherwise muted tones, drawing my eye with morbid fascination. The ribbon seems to pulse with a sinister energy, a silent promise of secrets and impending dread. In the dim light of the bedroom, a worn doll lies abandoned on the floor, a silent witness to untold stories. The camera hones in on the doll's neck, revealing a disturbing secret etched into the plastic. Scratched crudely into the doll's plastic nape are the chilling words, "My full name." The inscription casts an ominous shadow, hinting at a dark connection and a hidden narrative. The bedroom is consumed by darkness, with only the moon's faint glow managing to seep through the curtains. Aditi strains, every muscle tense, attempting to identify the sound that shatters the silence. A sudden, icy chill snakes down her spine, raising goosebumps on her skin. Shadows dance ominously on the walls, twisting familiar shapes into menacing figures. The air grows heavy, charged with unspoken dread, and an impending sense of doom. Her voice trembles, a desperate plea escaping her lips. "You shouldn't have come back." Sunlight floods the dollmaker's shop, each sunbeam catching dust motes in a dance of light and shadow. Young Nikhil, brow furrowed with intense focus, meticulously carves the delicate features of a doll's face. A strange, feverish light gleams in his eyes, reflecting the passion and near obsession of his craft. Amidst scattered tools, the doll begins to take shape, its face eerily resembling that of a living person. Sunlight bathes the ancient gates as the day awakens. Children, small figures against the monumental stone steps, fill the air with their innocent joy. Their laughter dances on the breeze, a symphony of youthful exuberance echoing through the sacred space. Tiny hands reach and grasp, chasing dreams as light as the dust motes swirling around them. A timeless scene unfolds, vibrant with life against the backdrop of ageless tradition. Beneath the veil of night, an ancient well holds secrets in its dark depths. Submerged within, a collection of dolls reaches out with ghostly, unseen hands. Their eyes ignite with an eerie, otherworldly glow, cutting through the impenetrable black, an unsettling tableau of forgotten innocence turned malevolent. The well becomes a silent gateway to a chilling, unknown dimension. In the dead of night, a heavy dresser becomes a desperate barricade against an unseen threat. Hands tremble, betraying the terror that claws beneath the surface. Each shove echoes in the suffocating silence, amplifying the dread. Shadows writhe, like living entities, feeding on the encroaching fear. The room transforms into a stage for paranoia, every corner a potential harbinger of doom. Heart pounding, breath held, I brace for the inevitable, the unknown lurking just beyond the door. In the dim apartment, an unsettling silence hangs heavy as the night deepens. A doll sits motionless, its vacant eyes fixed, creating an eerie sense of being watched. The air thickens with tension, the silence amplifying the doll's silent observation. Paranoia crawls in, the doll's stare feeling more invasive and knowing with each passing moment. Within the confines of the apartment, an unsettling silence descends, broken only by a subtle, unnerving scratching. The scratching intensifies, morphing into a persistent and sinister sound emanating from the walls. Each scrape and scratch echoes louder, filling the room with chilling suspense and dread. The sound seems to be closing in, creating an atmosphere of claustrophobia and mounting terror within the apartment. The apartment is swallowed by encroaching darkness as the lights begin to flicker. A final, desperate flash of light illuminates the room before total darkness descends. Eerie silence smothers the apartment as the last light fades, leaving only shadows. The sudden stillness amplifies the feeling of isolation, as if the world outside has ceased to exist. A heavy, oppressive atmosphere settles in, hinting at unseen dangers lurking in the darkness. The only sound now is the faint hum of the city outside, a distant reminder of life beyond the apartment walls. In the dead of night, an apartment steeped in shadows becomes a playground for illusion. Darkness stretches and writhes, creating phantoms that dance just at the edge of sight. The play of light and shadow distorts familiar shapes into eerie, unrecognizable forms. Each flicker and sway of the shadows hints at unseen movements, stirring a sense of unease. The apartment transforms into a canvas of mystery, where reality blurs with the spectral. In this nocturnal theater, the shadows command the stage, their performance a haunting spectacle. Silence blankets the apartment, heavy and still. On a high shelf, a doll sits frozen, its painted eyes staring blankly ahead. An almost imperceptible tremor begins, a subtle shift in the stillness. The doll sways gently, a barely there movement that defies the silence. Its porcelain face seems to tilt, as if listening to the unspoken. The gentle sway intensifies, a silent dance in the heart of the night. The apartment is draped in a profound silence, amplifying the distant city's hum. An atmosphere of heavy intimacy fills the room, thick with unuttered feelings. Shadows stretch and deepen, cloaking the corners in mystery. The air grows still, as if holding its breath in anticipation. Aditi's voice emerges from the quiet, a whisper that seems to envelop the space. The apartment plunges into an abyss of darkness. A scream pierces the silence, raw and filled with terror. Darkness begins to close in. A solitary figure is engulfed. The scream echoes as the darkness consumes everything. Smoke billows from the funeral pyres, a somber haze clinging to the ghats of Varanasi. The sacred city breathes with the cycle of life and death, an eternal dance played out on the riverbanks. Flames lick at the sky, carrying the departed towards liberation. The air is thick with incense, and the scent of burning wood, a palpable sense of transition. The Ganges flows on, an ancient witness to the ebb and flow of human existence. The Transylvanian forest at night, silent and heavy with mist clinging to the ancient pines. An unnatural stillness blankets the landscape, broken only by the rustling of unseen things. Christian Petrescu's voice cuts through the silence, a skeptical tone in his hushed narration. "I never believed the stories," he confesses, his words echoing in the haunted air. The mist seems to deepen, swirling around the base of the trees like restless spirits. A sense of foreboding settles, a challenge to the unseen forces that lurk in the mountains east of Cluj. In a quaint village near Bargau, fear hangs heavy in the air as villagers gather, their faces etched with dread. Hushed voices carry tales of the Moth Queen, a nightmare creature crowned in darkness. Furtive glances dart between the villages, each whispering of shadows and treacherous forests. The very air seems to vibrate with their shared terror, painting vivid pictures of the horrors lurking in Bargo. Whispers carry on the wind, each one a chilling reminder of the Moth Queen's looming presence. Within the vibrant corridors of Christian's mind, a flashback ignites, casting a nostalgic glow over a scene from 3 years past. Christian stands as a field biologist, a younger version of himself amidst a nocturnal study. Beside him, Elena, his partner, shares the quiet intensity of the night, their figures illuminated by faint starlight. They are immersed in their work, meticulously documenting the elusive creatures of the night. The air vibrates with the hushed sounds of the forest, a symphony of life unseen by most. This memory pulses with a vivid energy, a testament to a shared past and a bond forged under the watchful eyes of the stars. At the forest's edge, night gathers, casting long shadows from ancient trees. Elena, a lepidopterist, meticulously places light traps, their gentle glow challenging the encroaching darkness. In the background, the silhouette of an abandoned Saxon church looms, a silent sentinel of forgotten lore. Her face, illuminated by the ethereal light, reveals a focused intensity, a hint of obsession. Each movement is precise, driven by a deep fascination with the local legends. The Umbra Reginae, the Queen's shadows, seem to whisper in the rustling leaves, fueling her quest. Ancient stones, devoured by ivy, whisper tales of forgotten centuries. Elena's hands ignite the lamps, piercing the darkness with a sudden, vibrant glow. Drawn from the shadows, moths flutter towards the light, their delicate wings dancing in the newfound brilliance. Inside the tent, the air hangs heavy with the scent of damp canvas and pine, shadows dancing on the walls from the lantern's glow. I grin, playfully nudging Elena with my elbow, the camaraderie warm against the night's chill. "So, still trying to summon ghosts?" I ask, a teasing glint in my eyes. Elena retorts with a determined spark. "If ghosts had wings, I'd still catch them." The forest air grows heavy, charged with an unseen energy. An unnatural hush falls, silencing the nocturnal chorus. Every shadow deepens, as if holding its breath. Then, a delicate fluttering breaks the oppressive silence. The sound echoes eerily through the still, dark woods. Under the stark moonlight, a dark silhouette emerges, its form unnaturally tall and slender. The figure's arms stretch out like grotesque wings, casting an ominous shadow across the forest clearing. A chilling, unearthly presence hangs in the air as the silhouette looms against the moon. Elena watches, paralyzed by fear as the winged figure dominates the night sky. A sharp intake of breath, a silent scream trapped in her throat. Gasp! The monstrous silhouette remains, a haunting beacon in the tranquil darkness, promising terror. Inside the tent, soft lantern light bathes the canvas walls, casting long shadows that dance with the night. Elena sits cross-legged, her intense gaze fixed on the dark, silent silhouettes of trees framed by the tent's opening. Her lips barely move as she whispers into the stillness, a question hanging in the air. "Did you see her?" Silence answers her, the unspoken words echoing in the dimly lit space. The morning sun bathes the tent in a gentle light, promising a new day. A giant moth clings to the canvas, its wings eerily translucent, almost disappearing in the bright morning light. The moth's body is disturbingly familiar, its structure an unsettling echo of a human ribcage. A silent, surreal moment as nature reveals its most haunting mimicry against the mundane backdrop of morning. Weak sunlight barely pierces the tent's fabric, illuminating a scene of quiet anticipation. Elena kneels, her gaze tenderly focused on a moth resting delicately on her open palm. Her eyes glint, reflecting a potent mix of fragile hope and steely determination. A soft whisper escapes her lips, filled with conviction. She's close. The moth flutters slightly, a silent promise carried on its wings as Elena prepares for what lies ahead. Weak sunlight struggles through the tent canvas, casting a gentle glow on the interior. Dust motes swirl in the air, illuminated like tiny stars in the dim morning light. I jolt awake, and the blanket slipped from my shoulders, a sudden unease gripping my stomach. Confusion clouds my features as I try to grasp at fragmented memories. My voice cracks with urgency, the question hanging heavy in the air. "She? Elena? What are you talking about?" Weak sunlight struggles to penetrate the tent's canvas, casting a dim glow on the interior. Elena speaks, her voice a hushed whisper in the morning air. "Queen Elena of the Vale," she begins, her tone laced with reverence and caution. "A noble woman, dabbling in alchemy," Elena continues, painting a portrait of forbidden knowledge. A shadow of tragedy falls over her face as she recounts. "Burned for it, they say." Her eyes widen, a hint of mystical awe in her voice as she reveals, but her spirit was reborn in moths. Pale morning light seeps through the tent canvas, casting a ghostly glow on Elena's face. Her eyes, shadowed yet piercing, hold a depth of ancient secrets and unspoken warnings. A chilling revelation hangs in the air as she speaks of the title bestowed upon her by fearful villagers. "The villagers call me Regina Molidului, the Queen of the Firs," she whispers, her voice a haunting melody. Her gaze intensifies, a silent promise of dread lurking behind her every word. "Those who see me are never seen again," she concludes, sealing their fate with an ominous declaration. I awaken abruptly in the dead of night, the ominous sound of gigantic wings beating the air nearby. The forest is cloaked in darkness, save for the wildly swinging lamp that throws grotesque, elongated shadows. The lamp's frantic dance heightens the sense of dread, each flicker painting a more terrifying picture. A colossal shadow looms against the thin fabric of the tent, its shape defying comprehension. The tent fabric ripples and strains, as if something immense and powerful is just beyond the veil. My heart pounds, a drumbeat against the silence, as I realize something monstrous is circling just outside. Under the oppressive gaze of the moon, a sinister shadow stretches across the forest floor, elongated and grotesque. Its form vaguely resembles a human figure, yet the head is disturbingly wrong. An unnatural extension of the spine, too narrow, too long. The distorted silhouette dances in the pale light, a silent, haunting presence that twists reality itself. An oppressive sense of dread permeates the woods as the unnatural shadow looms, promising untold horrors. The zipper whispers open, a small sound, swallowed by the dense forest night. Mist hangs thick in the forest clearing, an ethereal glow cast by the moon's distant light. Elena stands silhouetted against the pale luminescence, her back turned, a solitary figure in the stillness. The light trap pulses with a soft, inviting glow, a beacon in the heart of the dark woods. The air is thick with anticipation, the silence broken only by the distant rustling of leaves. Under a canopy of shadows woven by the moonlit night, the forest clearing stretches before me, silent and still. Each tentative step forward sends a crunch of fallen leaves echoing through the eerie quiet. A figure lies motionless on the cold earth, a stark silhouette against the pale moonlight. A desperate hope and rising dread hang in the air as I call out into the night. Elena? In the heart of a forest clearing, night deepens, shadows dance, and a moment of revelation begins. I approach, drawn by an irresistible force, each step heavy with anticipation and trepidation. From her shoulders, enormous wings unfurl, their blackness stark against the moonlit backdrop. Silver veins pulse through the ebony expanse, a mesmerizing display of otherworldly power. The air crackles with energy as the transformation completes, forever changing the landscape of my understanding. My scream is devoured by the silent, watchful trees of the forest clearing. Impossibly vast, dark wings burst open with a dry rustle, unleashing a flurry of pale moths into the night. Elena turns, her face irrevocably changed, an alien mask replacing the familiar. Her eyes are now black mirrors, reflecting no light, no soul, only the abyss. Under the watchful gaze of a full moon, long shadows stretch across the forest, clearing, painting the scene with ethereal light. Elena stands bathed in the moon's glow, a smile curving her lips, yet it feels unnatural, a mask upon her face. The air crackles with unseen energy, a palpable tension filling the space around her. Her voice echoes through the night, laced with power and command. You heard me call. Now, you belong to me. I burst through the dense forest, the night air heavy with the scent of damp earth and looming dread. Thorns clawed my clothes as I stumble forward. The fog, a ghostly shroud, clinging to the forest floor. Each breath is a ragged gasp, fear lending speed to my desperate flight. Through the swirling mist, the silhouette of the church rises a dark, foreboding shadow against the night sky. It looms behind me, a silent sentinel of the horrors I flee, its presence a chilling reminder of what I've left behind. Night descends upon the silent forest, an eerie stillness broken only by the rustling of leaves. The faint sound of flapping wings echoes from above, an unseen presence circling, observing. A shadow glides silently through the trees, a watchful guardian in the night. An intense gaze pierces through the darkness, a silent acknowledgement of being watched. The air thickens with anticipation, the feeling of being hunted growing stronger. The sense of isolation washes over, the forest transformed into an arena of unseen eyes. In the dark forest, a misstep turns treacherous as I stumble over a gnarled root. The forest floor rushes up in a dizzying blur. The world spins as I fall heavily, the rough embrace of tangled roots halting my descent. A sharp, throbbing pain explodes in my head, a stark reminder of the unforgiving wilderness. The forest at night breathes with the heavy scent of pine and damp earth a symphony of nocturnal secrets. A sliver of moon hangs in the inky sky, casting long, dancing shadows that twist familiar shapes into ghostly apparitions. The air is thick with an unspoken mystery, a palpable sense of anticipation. Echoes of the past linger, the faintest whisper of wings landing nearby. A haunting melody drifts through the trees, Elena's soft voice humming a lullaby that promises both comfort and sorrow. The forest holds its breath, waiting, as the line between reality and dream blurs into nothingness. I wake, disoriented, the morning sun filtering weakly through the dense canopy above. The forest stretches out, silent and eerily empty, where moments ago our camp stood. Panic begins to set in. As I scan the surroundings, the traps are gone. The tent vanished. A chilling realization dawns. Elena is missing, swallowed by the silent, watchful woods. In the forest's embrace, sunlight dapples through the canopy, revealing a bell lying abandoned in the dirt. A thick layer of moth dust coats its surface, obscuring its once gleaming bronze. Etched into the bell's weathered side, ancient words emerge from the shadows. Regina Surrexit. The inscription hints at resurrection and forgotten lore, adding a layer of mystery to the forest's silence. I stumble back towards the village, each step heavy with dread and disbelief. The familiar sights of home offer no comfort, only a stark reminder of the horror I've witnessed. My arrival is met with stares, but there's no recognition, no understanding in their eyes. Desperation claws at me as I try to convey the truth, but my words fall on deaf ears. I am alone, adrift in a sea of skepticism, my pleas dismissed as madness. A hushed anxiety settles over the village as worried murmurs rise about Elena's mysterious disappearance. A search team mobilizes, their figures spreading across the landscape, a silent plea in their searching eyes. Each step is fraught with tension as they scan the earth, seeking any trace of the missing girl. Frustration mounts as the ground yields no clues, no footprints, only mocking moths fluttering in the heavy air. The silence amplifies their growing dread, the absence of tracks a stark testament to the unknown. Under the cloak of night, the village lies silent, save for the wind's whisper. An eerie rustling breaks the silence, as if unseen wings stir in the shadows. My heart pounds, straining to catch a sound, a sign. A voice echoes through the night, a desperate plea carried on the wind. Christian, come back to me. The haunting narration calls out into the darkness. Under a gray, heavy sky, I return to the silent forest. The air is still, holding the last breaths of autumn before the winter's grip. Bare branches reach towards the heavens, their silhouettes stark against the muted sky. The forest floor is a tapestry of fallen leaves, each one a memory of warmer days. This final visit echoes with a quiet farewell, a promise to return when life blooms anew. Within the desolate ruins of the church, an eerie silence hangs heavy, sunlight filtering through broken arches. High in the bell tower, a monstrous cocoon, far larger than any human, clings ominously. The cocoon pulses with a disturbing rhythm, as if breathing with a life of its own. The very air seems to vibrate with unspoken dread, hinting at the horror about to be unleashed. Sunlight streams through the ruined, stained glass windows of the church, illuminating swirling dust motes. The air hangs heavy with the scent of decay and forgotten prayers. At the altar, a silken cocoon shimmers in the faint light, an unsettling centerpiece in the desolation. From within the cocoon, a faint, rhythmic thump-thump echoes in the vast emptiness. The sound of a heartbeat, fragile, yet persistent, defies the surrounding ruin. Within the crumbling ruins of the church, a silent story unfolds amidst shattered stones and fractured light. A mysterious cocoon shimmers softly, nestled within the decaying sanctuary. Hesitantly, a hand reaches out, drawn by an unseen force to touch the silken surface. The touch reveals a warmth, a softness, a tremor that echoes the fragility of skin and the pulse of life within. Silence blankets the ruins of the church, heavy and expectant. Shafts of light lance through the shattered, stained glass windows, illuminating swirling dust motes. The cocoon, once a beacon of smooth, glistening hope, shows the first signs of change. A subtle cracking echoes through the desolate space, a prelude to transformation. With a soft, wet sound, the cocoon splits open, its secrets about to be revealed. Within the ruined church, shadows dance across crumbling stone. Anticipation hangs heavy as something emerges, but the figure is not Elena. It is something else, entirely. Towering and gaunt, its form defies natural proportions. An unnatural pallor marks its impossibly thin frame. Inside the ruined church, silence shatters as colossal wings unfurl, eclipsing the fractured altar. The wings shimmer, catching the light in a dazzling display, like panes of iridescent glass reforming in the ancient space. The nave fills with the overwhelming presence of the unfolding wings, the air thick with anticipation. My face, mirrored in the crystalline expanse, betrays the raw terror gripping my soul, a silent scream trapped in the reflection. Within the desolate ruins of the church, shadows dance across shattered stones under the unforgiving daylight. A figure stands amidst the decay, crowned with a halo of broken antennae, a stark mockery of divinity. Its eyes, like black mirrors, reflect nothing but the abyss staring directly forward. The gaze intensifies, piercing through the soul with an unsettling, silent intensity. Inside the roofless church, dust motes dance in the sunbeams, illuminating the desolate beauty of decay. Amidst the rubble, I stand, the air heavy with the scent of aged stone and forgotten memories. An unseen presence begins to coalesce, a weight settling in the air, palpable yet formless. A chorus of whispers rises, 1,000 voices swirling around me, each a fragment of the past. Elena's voice blends with mine, with the villagers, an ethereal symphony echoing through the ruins. Fractured sunlight illuminates the ruined church, dust motes dancing in the air, while the scent of decay permeates the silent vigil of broken stone saints. An inscription, half obliterated, remains etched into the altar's fragment, a haunting echo of forgotten devotion. Whispers from the past linger in the air. The inscription speaks of a solemn promise. We are the night that remembers the light. The ruined church seems to hold its breath as the narration continues, a chilling revelation. We are the hunger of wings. Amidst the shattered stones and decaying grandeur of the church ruins, a figure collapses, falling heavily to their knees. Dust and debris swirl around them as they sink, overwhelmed by unseen forces. The weight of despair seems to crush them, their posture reflecting utter defeat. Silence descends, broken only by the whisper of wind through the broken arches, amplifying their solitude and sorrow. Within the crumbling ruins of the church, an eerie silence hangs heavy, broken only by the faintest flutter. Then, a single moth takes flight, its wings whispering against the ancient stone. A ripple spreads as dozens, then hundreds, then thousands of moths awaken, rising from the shadows. They swirl around her in a living vortex, a storm of wings obscuring the light and consuming the space. Inside the ruined church, a horrifying sound fills the air as the creature's wings beat like razors. A closer look reveals faces trapped beneath the scales of the wings, a silent chorus of human agony. The faces contort in silent screams, a macabre tapestry of despair woven into the creature's very being. The air grows heavy with the weight of their suffering, the ruins echoing with unseen torment. Sunlight pierces the skeletal remains of the church roof, illuminating swirling dust motes in the vast emptiness. Amidst the debris and shadows, figures emerge, their faces etched with solemnity. A familiar face appears, drawing the eye Elena, her expression unreadable in the fading light. The ruins stand as silent witnesses, holding secrets only the stones remember. Sunlight streams through the shattered roof of the church, illuminating swirling dust motes in the air. The scent of decay and damp stone permeates the ruins, a silent testament to time and neglect. The queen stands amidst the desolation, her expression a mixture of triumph and madness. Her voice echoes through the ruins, a chilling promise hanging in the air. She lives in me now, the queen says, and soon you will too. Distant fields blur as I awaken, disoriented and alone. The sterile scent of antiseptic stings my nostrils as awareness returns. White walls surround me, the hum of machines, a constant, unwelcome symphony. Memory flickers, casting shadows of what was a road, a blur, then nothing. The name Bistritza echoes in my mind, a foreign whisper in a sterile place. Confined to a hospital bed, the mystery of how I arrived here deepens. The sterile scent of antiseptic hangs heavy in the air, a silent testament to the cold, clinical environment. Confined to a crisp white bed, I am a prisoner of my own body, a stark contrast to the freedom I once knew. Doctors whisper of a mysterious discovery found wandering aimlessly on a desolate road, a ghost in the daylight. My skin is coated in an ethereal layer of moth dust, a macabre shroud clinging to my very being. My eyes, swollen shut, are sealed off from the world, trapping me in a suffocating darkness. Lost memories and unanswered questions linger like a haunting melody, a symphony of confusion echoing in the sterile room. The sterile scent of antiseptic stings, the nostrils, a constant reminder of loss. Weak sunlight filters through the blinds, striping the empty hospital bed with shadows. I stare, haunted, at the pristine white sheets, Elena's face an indelible mark burned into my memory. The doctor's grim words echo, chilling me to the bone. They tell me Elena's body was never recovered. In the sterile confines of a hospital room at night, memories begin to surface. She appears in fleeting dreams, a spectral presence just beyond reach. Her image flickers in the reflective surfaces, a ghost in the glass. Even the unsteady light of the bedside lamp seems to conjure her essence. Each flicker, each shadow, whispers her name in the silent room. The boundary between reality and memory blurs, her presence ever near. I awaken in the sterile hospital room, the silence broken only by the frantic fluttering of wings against glass. Moths cling to the window pane, their delicate forms illuminated by the faint moonlight. Their wings, dusted with an ethereal powder, seem to arrange themselves into indecipherable words, a cryptic message just beyond my grasp. The moths remain, guardians of secrets in the quiet darkness, as the unreadable words fade in and out of focus. Pale morning light filters into the sterile hospital room, casting long shadows across the empty space. A thin layer of dust settles on surfaces, shimmering with an ethereal, ash-like quality. The air hangs heavy, filled with the scent of antiseptic and unspoken anxieties. The dust mote stands silently, a macabre ballet in the faint sunlight. Each particle seems to carry a story, a whisper of forgotten moments and fading hopes. The stillness is broken only by the faint hum of machines, a constant reminder of the fragility of life. In the village, a tight knot of villagers huddles together, their whispers creating a palpable sense of unease. Their sidelong glances pierce the air, heavy with a mixture of awe and fear, all directed my way. The air is thick with unspoken stories, each villager a vessel of whispered legends and haunting memories. The man who met the queen, the villagers murmur, their voices barely audible above the rustling leaves. The narration, speaks of chilling tales. They say she still walks the forest on moonless nights, wearing the faces of those she's taken. A chilling mist slithers through the ancient forest at night, veiling the gnarled roots and whispering secrets. Villagers whisper in hushed tones of the Moth Witch, a spectral figure wreathed in fluttering shadows. Moths dance around her like living shrouds, each one a stolen soul consumed by her ethereal hunger. As the fog thickens, a soft, haunting lullaby drifts through the trees, carried on the wind's mournful breath. If you hear it, don't look up, don't listen. She's calling for your shadow, warns a voice, echoing through the haunted woods. Under the vast, unforgiving sky, a blinding white expanse stretches to the horizon, blurring the line between earth and sky. The research truck trudges across the seemingly endless salt flats, a tiny speck against the immensity of the Salar de Uyuni. Javier, Dr. Mendoza, Lila, Mateo, and I emerge from the vehicle, dwarfed by the sheer scale of the landscape. We step onto the crystalline surface, our figures stark against the pure white canvas. The air is thin and arid, a silent challenge to our presence in this alien world. Our small team stands resolute, ready to unravel the secrets hidden within this desolate, breathtaking realm. Tents and research equipment stand stark against the seemingly endless salt flats. The antennas reach skyward, piercing the immense silence of the desolate landscape. Dr. Mendoza gestures towards the horizon, his figure small against the vast expanse. Our mission is to study how sound travels across the salt flats, Dr. Mendoza states, his voice echoing in the emptiness. A palpable sense of unease settles in, the feeling of unseen eyes watching from the desolate distance. The salt flats stretch out, an alien world under the watchful gaze of an unknown presence. On the Salar de Uyuni, the line between earth and sky dissolves into an infinite expanse of stars. A lone tent glows, casting a soft, warm light that pushes back against the overwhelming darkness. Inside, huddled figures seek solace from the biting cold, their faces illuminated by the tent's gentle glow. Static crackles from the radio speaker, a prelude to something unknown and ethereal. A faint, haunting melody drifts through the airwaves, a distant song carried on the wind across the vast salt flats. Emerging from the research camp, the unsettling singing intensifies, swirling through the night air. The mysterious melody, undeniably foreign, hangs heavy in the darkness. Lila's voice cuts through the night, laced with unease. ¿Escuchas eso? Dr. Mendoza's flashlight beam pierces the darkness, desperately seeking the source, yet finds only impenetrable shadows. Under a vast, starlit sky, the Salar de Uyuni stretches into the inky distance, its silence profound and absolute. The air bites with a crisp, cold intensity that sharpens the senses, a stark contrast to the ethereal sound that begins to permeate the quiet. A distant singing drifts across the salt flats, haunting and otherworldly, seeming to rise from the earth itself. The disembodied voice whispers, Javier. The singing seems to know our names, an unsettling melody carried on the wind. Javier remains silent, his expression unreadable as the ethereal song wraps around him, binding him to the desolate landscape. Inside the dimly lit research tent, long shadows flicker, mirroring Javier's inner turmoil. His hands tremble as he speaks, his voice barely a whisper. The voice, it sounded like my dead sister. I approach, concern, etched on my face as we huddle together against the encroaching darkness. The soft glow of the recording equipment casts an eerie light on our faces, highlighting our growing dread. We listen to the recordings, a cacophony of overlapping voices and distorted pitches filling the tent. The sound seems to warp and twist, as if traveling through the very grains of salt beneath our feet. Under the cold morning sun, bare footprints encircle the desolate research camp, an unsettling intrusion into the isolated landscape. The delicate, small human prints tell a story of vulnerability and mystery in the harsh environment. The tracks lead away from the camp, each step a silent question mark etched into the barren earth. At the horizon, the footprints abruptly stop, leaving an ominous void and the chilling echo of unanswered questions. Under the vast, starlit sky of Salar de Uyuni, the wind whispers secrets across the endless salt flats. Voices rise, seemingly from the earth itself, an eerie chorus in the desolate expanse. Kneeling, I press my ear to the crystalline ground, seeking the source of the unsettling sounds. A low humming vibrates through the salt, followed by a rhythmic pulse and chilling laughter that echoes from the depths. On the Salar de Uyuni at night, Matteo squints into the inky blackness, his eyes scanning the horizon. About 300 meters away, a small depression in the otherwise pristine white surface catches his attention. Matteo holds his flashlight high, its beam cutting through the darkness, illuminating his determined face. Despite silent warnings, Matteo strides forward, his figure a silhouette against the vast, starlit expanse. Each step crunches on the salt flats, the sound echoing in the otherwise silent night. His flashlight beam dances over the depression, revealing its mysterious depths. Under the vast, starlit sky of Salar de Uyuni, Matteo walks into the distance, his figure a solitary silhouette against the blinding white. Matteo's voice echoes softly, filled with awe. It's so beautiful. Silence descends as he disappears, the radio remaining stubbornly quiet, amplifying the sense of isolation. Suddenly, a blinding flash of light erupts from deep beneath the salt flats, shattering the darkness with its mysterious source. Under the vast, starlit sky of Salar de Uyuni, the search ends at a desolate spot, eerily devoid of footprints. A shallow hole pierces the reflective expanse, its clear water holding secrets beneath the night. The surface of the water acts as a mirror to the soul, still and undisturbed. In the reflection, a figure emerges, a double existing in the mirrored world. There are two of me, each distinct under the celestial canopy. One of the reflected figures smiles faintly, a subtle, unsettling expression in the silent expanse. The research camp is plunged into darkness as an eerie chorus fills the night air. The collective singing intensifies, becoming a deafening wall of sound that vibrates through the very ground. The darkness seems to amplify the haunting melody, creating an unsettling atmosphere. Amidst the cacophony, one voice rises above the others, clear and strong. Matteo's voice cuts through the night, adding an unnerving layer to the ritualistic song. Morning light bathes the vast Salar de Uyuni as we pack, the silence amplifying Lila's grief. Refusing to leave the spot, Lila's gaze remains fixed, her eyes unblinking, locked onto the still, mirrored surface. The pool reflects her unwavering hope and sorrow, the vanishing point of Matteo becoming a haunting echo. The stark, white expanse stretches endlessly around her, a landscape mirroring her desolate vigil. Under the relentless morning sun, the Salar de Uyuni unfolds, an endless expanse of blinding white. The unnatural pool of water has grown, marring the pristine landscape like a festering wound. Beneath the surface, a shadow stirs, vaguely human, twisting in a silent, submerged dream. The air hangs still, broken only by the soft lapping of water against the sharp salt crust. On the Salar de Uyuni, the drone's rotors begin to whir, disturbing the morning stillness. Dr. Mendoza crouches, meticulously adjusting a microphone on Lila, capturing every nuance of her reaction. The vast salt flats stretch endlessly, a blinding expanse of white under the clear, unforgiving sky. The air hangs heavy, expectant, as if the world itself is holding its breath. Static crackles ominously from the recording equipment, a prelude to the unknown. Faint whispers begin to emerge from the silence, growing louder, rising like ethereal voices from the salt. Across the vast Sala de Uyuni, a song rises, woven from whispers. The melody is melancholic, rhythmic, heavy with sorrow, echoing across the salt flats. Layered beneath the chorus of voices, a single, familiar voice emerges. That lone voice, clear and resonant, is my own. Under the vast morning sun, the Sala de Uyuni stretches to the horizon, an endless expanse of white. A solitary figure breaks the silence, a voice echoing across the flats. We belong here. Suddenly, the music is cut short, headphones ripped away in a moment of stark realization. Above, the drone feed flickers, a mechanical eye surveying the surreal landscape. Lila rises, her expression shifting as the familiar melody hangs in the air. Her lips part slightly, a silent acknowledgement of the unspoken connection to this place. Under the fierce morning sun, the Salar de Uyuni stretches out, an endless expanse of blinding white. The ground trembles with a guttural rumble, a primal warning echoing across the salt flats. A jagged fissure rips open the earth, revealing a dark void that smells of ancient minerals. From the depths of the crevice, faint lights shimmer eyes, watching from the abyss. On the endless white expanse of Salar de Uyuni, Javier reaches for Lila, a desperate plea in his extended hand. Lila resists, her body a silhouette against the blinding morning sun as she turns to confront him. Her eyes, reflecting the unearthly light, shimmer with an ethereal blue, a haunting beauty that captivates and terrifies. A chilling pronouncement hangs in the air as she whispers, her gaze fixed on some distant point. They've been waiting. The morning sun casts a blinding glare across the Salar de Uyuni, an infinite expanse of white stretching to the horizon. Without warning, the ground gives way beneath Lila's feet. She plummets into the abyss, swallowed by the earth's sudden treachery. Silence descends as the hole seals itself, the unbroken salt mirroring the sky above. The landscape is smooth and seamless once more, as if nothing ever happened. Lila and Mateo are gone, leaving no trace in the vast, indifferent expanse. Across the blinding white expanse of Salar de Uyuni, figures run, the horizon an endless, dizzying blur. Every direction is the same, a disorienting mirror reflecting the sky. Turning back, they see dark silhouettes emerge from the shimmering distance. Human figures glide silently across the flats, an ominous approach in the vast emptiness. The horizon spins, blurring the line between earth and sky as the figures steadily advance. Under the vast, open sky of Salar de Uyuni, the truck awaits, a speck against the blinding white. Javier climbs into the cab, his movements betraying a growing unease. He fumbles with the keys, the metallic sound echoing in the morning stillness. A sudden, chilling realization freezes him in place, his blood turning to ice. Laughter erupts from the radio, mocking and sinister, shattering the silence. The laughter is his own, twisted and distorted, a horrifying echo of madness. Inside the cramped truck, Javier's gaze is intense, his eyes glistening with unshed tears. Slowly, deliberately, he reaches for the volume knob. The sound swells, a chorus of voices filling the small space, each note vibrating with untold stories. Familiar voices rise above the noise. Lila's, Mateo's, even the stern tones of Mendoza. A wave of memories washes over, each voice a ghost of moments shared and battles fought. Whispers echo in the dim cab of the truck. Stay, beneath the light. The engine sputters its last, the rumble fading into silence. A desperate plea in the darkness. The headlights flicker, casting dancing shadows that heighten the dread. The last spark of light dies, plunging the scene into absolute darkness. Silence descends, heavy and complete, as the truck succumbs to the encroaching night. Mendoza seizes the emergency flare, his movements sharp and decisive. With a practiced strike, he ignites the flare. The sudden burst of red stark against the blinding white salt flats. He throws the flare, a fiery arc against the vast, empty horizon. In the distance, tiny points of red begin to bloom, answering his signal. 100 red glows flicker to life, like embers scattered across an endless frozen plain. Under the vast, open sky of Salar de Uyuni, the morning light shimmers across the endless salt flats. From every point where light touches the earth, a chorus of voices begins to rise, soft and sweet. The voices intertwine, creating an irresistible melody that seems to emanate from the very landscape itself. The air vibrates with the harmonious sounds, filling the immense space with an ethereal presence. The horizon blurs as the light and sound merge, creating a dreamlike atmosphere of serenity. The voices beckon, drawing the senses into a world where reality and illusion dance together in perfect harmony. I wake to the blinding glare of the rising sun over the Salar de Uyuni, the endless salt flats stretching to the horizon. Long shadows crawl across the crystalline surface, a stark contrast to the brilliant light. The truck lies half buried, a lonely monument in the vast, white expanse. I am alone. There is no sign of the others, only the whispering wind and the crunch of salt underfoot. My recorder sits in my lap, its small red light, a persistent pulse in the overwhelming silence. I press the play button on the old recorder. A moment stretches, filled only with silence. A voice echoes from the machine. Don't listen to them. The voice continues, laced with finality. It's too late. The recorder clicks off, leaving the room heavier than before. The horizon blurs, shimmering like a mirage above the endless salt flats of Salar de Uyuni. A smooth, flawless expanse stretches out, the ground reflecting the sky in a dizzying illusion. The pool where Matteo fell is gone, vanished as if it were nothing more than a cruel trick of the light. An unbroken, surreal landscape now dominates, erasing all traces of what once was. Under the vast, bright sky of Salar de Uyuni, a lone figure walks toward the heart of the salt flats. The ground transforms into a boundless mirror, reflecting the heavens and blurring the line between reality and illusion. Gazing into the reflection, a familiar face looks back, yet something is eerily different. The reflected image breaks the symmetry, a disquieting smile spreading across its face, a silent, uncanny greeting. A sense of unease settles as the reflection seems to possess a life of its own, a twisted mimicry in the infinite expanse. Across the vast, blinding expanse of the Salar de Uyuni, silence reigns supreme under the piercing Sunday. A subtle vibration begins to stir beneath the salt flats, imperceptible at first. Then, a faint, ethereal melody rises from the depths, carried on the wind across the crystalline surface. The singing intensifies, growing from a whisper to a haunting chorus that echoes through the desolate landscape. The ground seems to hum with the ancient rhythm, as if the very earth is awakening. 2 days later, the sterile hum of the airport fills the air as I wait, a silent observer amidst the bustling crowd. My gaze drifts towards the distant horizon, where the shimmering salt flats lie like a dream fading at the edges. Each grain of salt whispers echoes of experiences, a stark contrast to the cold, metallic atmosphere of the terminal. The vast, white expanse serves as a constant, haunting reminder, pulling me back into its otherworldly embrace. A heavy sigh escapes my lips, the weight of unspoken memories settling upon my shoulders. The salt flats remain, a haunting, beautiful truth etched against the sky. In a sterile airport room, I face stern-faced authorities, the sunlight glaring through the window. Dust motes dance in the harsh light as I recount my story, each word hanging in the air. They dismiss my story as stress-induced hallucinations, I think, feeling a wave of frustration. The authorities exchange dubious glances, their skepticism palpable in the sterile air. They are skeptical about the disappearances. I realize, my hope dwindling under their scrutiny. The weight of their disbelief settles heavily as the sunlight continues to stream through the window, highlighting my isolation. A flashback illuminates a time of unspoiled hope at the airport, before the salt flats revealed their secrets. A serene tableau unfolds, capturing the initial thrill of exploration before the unsettling events began. The air is filled with anticipation, faces alight with the promise of discovery. Each smile reflects a shared optimism, untainted by the mysteries that lie ahead. A moment of pure, unburdened joy, a stark contrast to the trials yet to come. Amid the airport's bustling chaos, Javier sits alone, a steaming coffee cup warming his hands. A nostalgic smile plays on his lips as memories flood back, painting a vivid picture of the past. His eyes sparkle with affection as he begins to share a cherished memory. "It's about my sister," he starts, his voice tinged with a hint of melancholy. The airport sounds fade as his mind drifts back to a fateful night. "The same sister whose voice I heard that night," Javier concludes, leaving a lingering sense of mystery. The bustling airport fades into a poignant flashback. Lila and Mateo exchange a loving glance, a silent promise echoing in their eyes. Their connection, once vibrant and full of life, now hangs suspended in time. Unbeknownst to them, destiny looms, poised to sever their bond eternally. Under the cold, sterile glare of the airport lights, a figure stands amidst the bustling crowds, eyes reflecting weariness and a deep-seated sorrow. Lost in a sea of faces, each one blurs into a painful reminder of those now gone. The airport's cacophony fades as the weight of past losses intensifies, each footstep echoing memories. The vibrant energy of travelers contrasts sharply with the palpable sense of mourning that clings to the solitary figure. A silent vigil in a public space, haunted by ghosts only visible to the burdened soul. Inside the darkened airplane cabin, I squeeze my eyes shut, a futile attempt to block out the flood of haunting memories. Despite my desperate efforts, fragments of the past continue to claw at the edges of my mind. A persistent melody, a ghost of what was, weaves its way through the suffocating silence. The haunting tune refuses to be silenced, echoing the torment within. The airplane rattles violently as turbulence throws everything into chaos. Knuckles white, I grip the armrest, bracing against the unseen force. Cabin lights flicker erratically, casting long, dancing shadows that distort familiar shapes. A wave of nausea overwhelms me, blurring my vision as grotesque faces flash before my eyes. Whispers and screams echo in my head, a cacophony of terror amplifying the chaos. Inside the dimly lit airplane, the night sky, a silent witness outside the window. My hand trembles as I clutch the recorder, its cold surface a stark reminder of the recent ordeal. The recorder, now the only tangible evidence, feels heavy with unspeakable truths. Doubt and fear war within me as I consider reliving the horrors captured on the device. A deep breath precedes the internal debate, to confront the past or remain haunted by it. I awaken, the cabin lights casting a soft glow around me. Turning to the window, my gaze is immediately captured by the view outside. Below, the clouds stretch out, an endless, luminous white. The sight is mesmerizing, a surreal expanse of ethereal beauty. The clouds mimic the vast salt flats of Salar de Uyuni, an otherworldly landscape. Lost in the moment, I am captivated by the serene, dreamlike panorama. Inside the airplane, a growing chorus fills the cabin, an eerie symphony echoing through the night. The sound intensifies, a haunting melody that seems to pull the aircraft backward against its intended course. An unseen force guides the plane, drawing it inexorably towards the vast, desolate salt flats below. The rhythmic singing becomes a siren's call, luring the aircraft towards an unknown destiny. Each note resonates with an otherworldly power as the plane surrenders to the pull, descending towards the haunting plains. Inside the darkened airplane cabin, a lone figure grips the armrest, knuckles white against the fabric. Eyes dart nervously around the cabin, sweat beading on their brow as an internal battle rages. The low hum of the engines and soft snores of passengers create an unsettling symphony. A desperate struggle against unseen forces contorts their face, a silent scream trapped within. Each breath is a monumental effort as the grip on the armrest tightens, a lifeline in the storm. The darkness of the cabin mirrors the growing abyss within, threatening to consume them whole. Back in my apartment, the familiar surroundings feel alien, tainted by recent events. I attempt to resume my normal life, but an invisible barrier separates me from the mundane. The weight of the experience settles upon me, altering the very essence of who I am. I am haunted by the memories, forever changed by the shadows I have seen. Moonlight paints stark stripes across my face as I toss and turn. Sleep a distant shore. My mind spirals back to the salt flats, a haunting echo of what was. Ghostly faces emerge from the darkness, their eyes piercing the veil of memory. A silent accusation hangs in the air, heavy with the weight of lost friends and unspoken regrets. The glow of the laptop illuminates the solitary figure hunched over a desk, lost in the digital world. Empty coffee cups form a desolate landscape around the desk, testament to a long, sleepless night. Fingers dance feverishly across the keyboard, desperately seeking answers in the vast expanse of digital history. The quest for an explanation delves deep into the mysteries of Salar de Uyuni, a beacon of hope in the darkness. In the quiet of night, stacks of books and maps encircle me, each holding silent stories under the desk lamp's glow. My fingers trace the faded lines of an ancient map, seeking answers in its weathered surface. Cryptic symbols emerge from the parchment, their secrets whispering of forgotten times. My eyes widen, a spark of understanding igniting within me as the map reveals legends of spirits. The tales speak of otherworldly beings, their existence woven into the stark landscape of the salt flats. A sense of wonder washes over me, the boundary between reality and legend blurring in the soft light. Shadows flicker across shelves crowded with books as I sit at my desk, the scent of old paper and coffee filling the air. A single lamp illuminates scattered notes and diagrams, highlighting the weight of untold discoveries. My hand trembles as I reach for another ancient volume, the truth heavy in my grasp. The more I learn, the more I realize the forces we encountered were beyond our understanding. I mutter, lost in thought. Dim light barely penetrates the room, casting long, eerie shadows that dance across the walls. In the heart of the gloom, I settle into a worn armchair, the fabric soft beneath my restless hands. A single lamp casts a weak yellow glow, struggling to illuminate the weight of the story etched upon my face. Urgency coils in the air, thick and suffocating, as I gather my thoughts, preparing to speak. I decide to share my harrowing experience, the memories raw and vivid, demanding to be told. My voice trembles slightly as I begin, driven by the desperate hope that my words will serve as a warning about the hidden dangers of Salar de Uyuni. Under the harsh glare of the lecture hall lights, I stand at the podium, recounting my experiences. Rows of faces stretch into the distance, a sea of curiosity tinged with skepticism. I gesture, passionately, striving to bridge the gap between my reality and their disbelief. Yet, despite my fervor, a palpable sense of doubt hangs heavy in the air. Inside the lecture hall, The atmosphere tenses as the recordings begin to play. A wave of distorted sound fills the room, rendering the message almost unintelligible. The garbled audio hangs heavy, amplifying the mystery and frustration in the air. Confusion ripples through the audience as they struggle to decipher the obscured words. The unintelligible sound underscores the challenge of uncovering hidden truths. In the lecture hall, skepticism hangs heavy in the air, a palpable fog of doubt. Undeterred, I stand firm, my determination unyielding against the sea of skeptical faces. My gaze sweeps across the audience, each face a challenge to the reality I know. The memory of what I experienced is indelibly etched into my mind, a vivid, unshakable truth. I must share my story, compelled by the weight of my knowledge and the need to be understood. Despite the doubt, my resolve hardens, my voice ready to break through the wall of disbelief. Back on the endless expanse of the Salar de Uyuni, solitude envelops me like a familiar blanket. An ethereal chorus rises from the salt flats, a welcoming song drawing me closer to the heart of this desolate beauty. Closing my eyes, I yield to the voices, each note a gentle embrace, pulling me away from the world. A profound serenity washes over me, the weight of past burdens lifting with each breath. In this moment of surrender, on the shimmering salt, I find the elusive peace that has always been just beyond reach.